What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Less Than Serious. This is episode 75. We are here tonight to talk about the NFL Week 5. I did invite Tex, so he is welcome to join at some point, whenever he's ready. We're going to talk about the emergency alert system, the test that apparently made people crazy this week and scared everybody. And we're also going to talk about CM Punk because he's in the fucking news again. Of course he is. Is he returning to the WWE? We'll talk all about that here tonight. But first off, I want to say what's up to the co-hosts. First, Casey is Raw. What's up?
Oh, you gotta introduce Duke. Duke the dog. You have to introduce him first. He's the real star of the show.
All right. Well, first, introducing, with Casey is Raw, Duke the dog. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Or you can call him Duke is Raw. That's his new name is Duke is Raw.
Duke is Jesus Christ. Okay. Whatever you say, Casey. What's up?
Okay. Some people already know about my future plans coming up, so I just told you about that, and I believe Kratos knew a little bit of it too.
You told me on Friday.
So, I was gonna come on Friday, but you had a really short one. By the time I was ready to come on, you were ending already.
Yeah, because I had left a little bit right before he did.
Yeah, I was tired, and I almost posted on Saturday, so it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, they all can't be winners. But I was thinking about doing a post show after the WWE pay-per-view pass lane. About good, you know.
I didn't even watch that yesterday. I don't have Peacock anymore because Comcast stopped offering it free with their service.
Oh, really?
Fastlane was pretty good.
Yeah,
Very good.
I would have been more happier if Shinsuke Nakamura would have won the belt. But it's
I was
what
pulling for Nakamura as well.
He needs a championship. The fucking guy hasn't won any major title in a long time.
yeah, minus the title belt, but he deserves to be the world champion at least once.
The sad thing about Nakamura, this is only the past two pay-per-views that happened were the only two he's main evented in the entirety of his WWE run on the main roster. The only two.
What WrestleMania? This one?
No, Fastlane and whatever the last one was. Were the only two pay-per-views he main evented.
Well, I guess it wasn't the main event. The WrestleMania. I guess that was the women's main event that year.
Talking about with AJ?
No, well, the one with it was. Oh gosh, with Becky Lynch, winning the belt at WrestleMania. Oh, I can hear my brother coming through. He's not going through here. He's coming through the garage. So, yeah, like I said, he might poke his head in through here. So he'll probably like, what the fuck's going on in here?
I'm hearing a bit of an
Either way,
echo.
Nakamura deserves a heck of a lot better.
I'm hearing a bit of an echo. I don't know where it's coming from, though.
Let me check my stuff. Probably my settings again.
Fucking shit.
Better?
Slightly. I just finished letting my dogs out and eating dinner before I started the show, so
Yep.
That's
If
why I'm
anyone was
coughing a little
wondering
bit.
what can I opened up, pumpkin pie flavored sparkling water, the last one.
Is still, I can hear me a little bit.
Yeah, it's not as loud as it was before.
Maybe well,
Yeah, that was me.
jump out and then come right back in. Let me see if it was me. I'll be right back.
All right.
uh,
Oh, I'm all perfect now.
yeah, I still hear it a little bit, but it is what it is.
Like that blur, Casey.
Yeah, Casey's completely in frame.
You know what's crazy? They're blurring his face a little bit. Look at this.
Yeah, your dog is in 144p, but you aren't.
They're like, don't recognize him. You know, blur his face.
So I guess we'll start with this fucking CM Punk news. Get this out of the way. So we all know that he was in AEW. We all know that he has been a complete shithead in AEW. And if he returns to WWE, he will be the third ex-AEW star to return to the company.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not return, but, go to the company. Because I did see that Jade Cargill apparently did make her appearance at Fastlane last night.
Yeah, she was on the pre-show. She showed up in a big old gray SUV on the pre-show. In ring gear, mind you. I'm like, is she going to wrestle on the show? But she shows up in her silver ring gear, looking like she's the Black Silver Surfer, and shakes hands with Triple H. Yeah, that's how silver her like ring gear was. It looked like something out of Fantastic Rise of the Silver Surfer.
I seen
a
a picture of her shaking Triple H's hand
Oh,
on Twitter.
Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she showed up for the pre-show, but never seen her again after that.
All right. So CM Punk news. I wanna get fuck off, please. Go back. Here we go.
USA Today can screw off. I'm looking at the stream right now.
It's been nearly a decade since Phil Brooks, more widely known in his wrestling name CM Punk, has entered the ring for WWE, but a CM Punk return to WWE run may be in the works. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer stated he heard from sources in both the WWE and close to Punk that no deal is complete, but there is a lot of talk of him returning to the ring. Those close to Punk had told us that it is his intention to return, and the two sides are in talks. The timing could work out later this year. The WWE Survivor Series will be in Punk's hometown of Chicago on November 25th, which is right after Thanksgiving this year. WWE source told House of Wrestling that it is a safe bet Punk will be there for the event. Punk left the WWE January 2024. Since then, Punk spent time as a WWE analyst. He tried his hand in the UFC and got his ass kicked twice. Made a return to the ring with AEW. We all know how that ended out. AEW terminated Punk's contract following an investigation into a backstage incident.
I love how they call him lunging at Tony Khan a backstage incident, supposedly.
Phil played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. AEW President Tony Khan said in the termination statement. Of course, I wish I didn't have to share this news, which may come as a disappointment to many of our fans. Those fans could be excited to see Punk in the ring once again later this year. If he returns, he joined a star-studded group of WWE stars who came back after a multiple-year absence. All right, Casey, you're the resident wrestling guru out of the three of us here. So, what is your expert opinion on this matter?
Well, I'll see what really happened.
I mean, if you think about it, do you really want to see Punk back in a wrestling ring again after everything that's happened in AEW and how he's been injured twice? There was 2 backstage incidents involving him.
There's actually more than we know, though. I mean, the 2 fights we know, but all the stuff that he caused drama beforehand. But I don't know. I don't think it's really that possible. I think it'd be more likely him getting a Hall of Fame before they'll sign him to a wrestling deal.
If he does go back to the WWE, though, he's not going to be able to. He's not going to be able to pull the shit that he was pulling in AEW. That's for sure. Because ain't nobody going to allow that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I heard a report about if he were to pull that crap in WWE, there'd be many people willing to beat his ass backstage for doing so.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just a full on mugging if he pulls that shit backstage.
Oh yeah, because Randy Orton won't put up with it, Roman won't put up with it, Rollins won't put up with it.
Reigns definitely won't put up with it. He claims that CM Punk almost ruined his career early on in an interview in 2020.
Yes, if you think about it, those two already have bad blood. So, if Punk does return to WWE, I don't think Roman will be too happy about it. Especially after Punk has really started to ruin his reputation, if you think about it, with the way he handled himself in AEW.
Oh, yeah. See, honestly, you figure CM Punk in AEW should have been a dream made in heaven, right?
You would think so, because, everybody was happy to see him back. Everyone was happy to see him back. AEW drew its biggest rating when he first appeared for the company.
Yeah.
On Rampage, of course.
Then he had what happened. And, hey, look, the echo's gone. Anyways, what happened with the brawl out thing last year. And he got injured. And then he was suspended while he was injured. Then he came back. And then he was set to have major storylines. And that fell through because him and Jack Perry had an altercation over Jack Perry not taking comments CM Punk made wisely.
It was over glass, supposedly.
Because Jack Perry wanted to do a broken glass spot in his match. And Punk said he should, be more careful, and not do stupid shit if he doesn't have to do it. And Jack Perry decided to be a dipshit about it. And took shots at CM Punk during his pre-show match at Wembley Stadium last month. Or not last month, but in August. And that's what led to the fight before the Wembley Stadium show started.
Well, let me ask.
He got fired because, though. So, and there's also rumors of footage being out there.
Well, if he didn't attack Tony Khan,
where he lunged at Tony Khan.
If he didn't attack Tony Khan, I don't think he gets fired.
Because who was Jack Perry in the end?
Right.
I agree. I think if he lunged at Tony Khan, he probably would have just been suspended. Because look at Jack Perry, he's still suspended. But wasn't he supposed to?
No, he's on. He's maybe suspended, but he was already cleared for a vacation of sorts a while ago before the All In match.
Yeah, he's probably serving his suspension during his vacation.
See,
Yeah.
that's what I was going to bring up. It's related to something like that. Like, remember how long was CM Punk was injured for? Like 9 months?
Give or take about 9 or 10 months, yeah.
So they were saying that he was suspension. I honestly, would you let's say you own a company and you want to spend your, but here's the kicker, your employee is going to take most of the year to recover. Do you let him simultaneously do the suspension as he's recovered, or do you wait for him to finish recover and then suspend him? Because I think you doing simultaneously, that's like a cop-out.
I mean, I can see why they did it the way they did it, is because you don't want the guy to be injured and then make him serve a suspension, because then he's going to be gone for twice as long.
Well, you don't even... It's AEW. I mean, they're a private company. They can make the suspension big and bad. But they said they served his injury, but I don't think he should serve him when he's recovering from injury.
I don't see that being a big deal.
I think it's a cop-out for that.
But so with CM Punk possibly returning to WWE and Endeavor, the parent company that also owns UFC, now owning WWE, do you think this is more likely now that he's going to return because of that, or?
I think it's less likely because of that.
I don't think Dana White is a big fan of CM Punk either, because, I mean, he wasn't a very good UFC talent, that's for sure.
Well, the reason is, let's say CM Punk finished his contract back with WWE. I see it more likely like that, but with him having this cloud of him only being in the company for 2 years and missed a huge chunk of it.
Dude, he was in AEW for a little over 2 years, and I think out of his entire contract, I think he only served like 4 months of it.
Yeah,
That's right.
Wrestling. He was full time on Dynamite before the whole Collision thing, but even when he returned, he was doing full time on Collision.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, out of his entire contract, he only served like 4 months because of 2 injuries and a suspension, and then he got fired. So, Whoa, there he goes. He just scored a touchdown. We're going to talk about football in a little while, but the 49ers just scored another touchdown to continue their blowout against the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, there goes
that really is a
Mikhail's
blowout now. Holy
free
shit.
league.
We will we'll talk about football in a little while. Getting back to the CM Punk thing, yeah, I personally, I'm over CM Punk, to be honest. I'm tired of hearing CM Punk returns. I don't think he is as big of a draw as he once was.
He hasn't been a draw since he first left WWE. Being perfectly honest here.
I think he was when he first.
I know people that are in Chicago don't even want to see him return to WWE.
Well, because we
got an injured cowboy on the field.
Oh, Jesus.
It's kind of like how they say. I remember I guess it was Two-Face in the recent Batman, the Nolan Batman movies, where they say, like, you live long enough just to be a hero. No, you die to be a hero, or you live long enough to be a villain. And that's what you know.
So pretty much, you might as well become a villain, because that's the way he's been acting.
Well, that's exactly what it is. He turned himself to a villain. And there's a difference from being, a heel and being a cancer in the
1
wrestling.
second.
And he's a cancer in the wrestling business.
Quite honestly, I'm sick of CM Punk. I don't care if he comes back. If he does, great. I think he still has, because of all the years that he wasn't wrestling, I think he still has plenty. I wouldn't say plenty of time left in him because now he's in his 40s now. But I think he definitely still has a good few years left in him.
A few. I wouldn't give him more because think about it. When he left WWE, it was 10 years ago. It's coming up to 10 years ago this January when he quit.
Yep. Almost 10 years, yeah.
So he's 10 years older left. Think about that. Yeah, he was probably in his late 30s. Now he's in his probably late 40s now. So he's more injury prone now.
Hey Siri, how old is CM Punk?
CM Punk is 44 years old.
There you go, 44. So he was 34 years old when he left the WWE.
Okay, so he's in his late 40s.
He's in his mid 40s. That's what I said. I think he's got a good few years left in him because you got to think, in that 10-year time span, he wasn't very active. He did 2 UFC fights and lost them both. He didn't take much of a beating in either fight. He went to AEW, didn't wrestle much, got injured twice. So I think he's got a good maybe I'd give him at least 3 or 4 years.
I would say if he does come today, this will be his last run full time.
Absolutely.
There will be if anything after that would be part time. He'll be relegated to like maybe the Brock Lesnar deal where he'll be there like
he'll be an attraction match, pretty much.
What?
He'll be an attraction match, basically.
Like he'll be there 6 times a year, and then if they're really lucky, to eventually make him have the Undertaker deal where he's there 1 or 2 times a year after that.
But yeah, I don't care if it comes back. Honestly, I think he's ruined his reputation with AEW. He has certainly soiled his career with AEW because of the immaturity backstage, and he being a grown-ass adult and knowing more about the wrestling industry than those clowns backstage. He should have been the locker room leader that he was supposedly being looked up as. He should have handled the situations better than he did. And I'm talking about both of them, not just the second one. He didn't have to, because the first one, he didn't have to go on that media scrum and talk shit the way he did either. Saying that, the management there can't even manage a fucking target and all that other shit that he said. None of that shit was necessary. You ain't gonna see him pulling shit like that in WWE, that's for sure.
Well, here's the thing about that. They like to say that reporter who CM Punk was talking to, that the reporter said something. No, CM Punk spotted him in the crowd and asked him, is Scott Colton your buddy of yours? And when he's like, no, we're not friends no more. And he just decided to do his fucking rant anyway. So, that whole thing was, he was going to do that. And think about it. This guy just won a world title, and he's upset.
And then he got injured and had to give it up. And then he came back after a couple of months, won it again, had the altercation backstage after he won his match and the title back. Got injured and suspended and had to give it up again. Technically give it up, because we all know he came back with it still.
Yeah.
And then he was set to have this big fucking feud with Ricky Starks in AEW, and then what happened backstage at Wembley happened, and then he gets fired.
I mean, between Ricky Starks, didn't they have a match, or they were planning to have one?
No, they had 2 matches, and Ricky cheated to win both of them. But
So
they were supposed to compete. Holy shit! They were supposed to compete in a match after Wembley, but that never happened because of what happened at Wembley. But
yeah,
I think CM Punk has ruined his reputation in AEW. I think people are tired of hearing CM Punk return, CM Punk return. He'll probably get a loud pop in WWE, returning to WWE for the first time in about 10 years.
probably.
But you got to know, and I'm sure he's thinking of it too. All the shit. Oh, that's intercepted. All the shit that he. All the shit that he talked about WWE over the last 10 years. The pipe bomb, which was a shoot. You know, the pipe bomb in the ring was a shoot. And stuff. You got to believe that there are going to be a lot of people that are just going to talk shit about him and call him a hypocrite and everything else because of all the shit he said over the years and how he hated Vince McMahon. He didn't like the McMahons. He didn't like Triple H. And then he's going to go back there?
I mean, like, he is a hypocrite. So, I mean, the guy likes to talk both sides of his mouth. Like,
Oh, we got some people chatting up. Let's go on to Federico Garza and Steve. It's Steve Callan. What's going on, guys?
fuck Steve Cowan.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Casey.
Nah, I can't. I just want to get a reaction.
So, Kratos, I don't really think I got your full thoughts on the CM Punk possible return to WWE and supposedly being in talks with the company again.
If he does come back, it's going to be it better be good because unless
Man,
he's
what's
signed for 6 months or less, so he doesn't pull the crap he pulled in AEW, I don't see him staying too long.
You don't think you'll have
And
a multi-year contract over there in WWE?
I don't think he will. No. I say give him a test run, 6-month contract, just like Hogan got with WCW when he first signed with them. 6 months. If you're a good boy, we'll sign you to a longer deal. That's the way I see it.
I kind of agree. You don't want to give him more than 6 months because, I mean, shoot, look what happened in 1 year with AEW.
They've almost fallen completely off the wagon because of him.
But but as far as like your thoughts on him, like if he does return to the company and stuff, like do you give a shit? Do you not want to see him? Do you care if he's there or
no,
not?
I don't want to see him. I'm sorry for the language, but hell no. If he shows up in Chi-Town for Survivor Series, mind you, that report forgot to include the War Games part of Survivor Series, mind you. If he shows up, fine. Better show up to close the damn show. If he shows up at the Rumble, which I'm hearing as well as a possibility, fine.
That would be
in the match.
That would be ironic because that's the last thing he did in WWE.
Yeah, and also ironic, the exact date of the Rumble this year falls on the exact same day he quit and left.
Wow.
Well,
the exact date. 10 years.
10 years to the day. That would be something.
But
that would be, I could totally see Vince re-debuting him on the 10-year anniversary of when he left. I could totally see that happening.
Exactly.
That is a very Vince thing to do.
Someone actually posted that on Twitter once a couple of weeks ago saying like next year's Rumble date will be the exact same date he walked out on Raw.
Yeah. So but there's still you gotta remember there's still a lot of bad blood. I mean, God, look what he said. I mean, at least look at what he said to that WWE doctor. I mean, he didn't say too much about Vince or Triple H. It was more of that about that doctor and Yeah, he did talk about Vince a little bit, saying Vince said he owed him one like several times, but
Yeah, Mr. Z-Pack Doctor. I remember him.
Doctor was the one that he really aimed his hatred towards.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of bad blood. I mean, is that Doctor?
And apparently with Colt Cabana too, because Colt Cabana has been seen on AEW television or Ring of Honor television.
I heard they got rid of Colt again a long time ago, though.
Oh, I see AEW.
Well, no, I mean I know he was there, but I heard AEW got rid of him a long time ago.
No, they were trying.
That's not good either way.
They pushed him on Ring of Honor, but I seen him like a month, like shortly after CM Punk got fired. I seen him. He was the next like Dynamite after that.
Is he still part of Dark Order?
No.
I don't know. That's the last thing I remember was him being part of the Dark Order.
Half of the Dark Order, you don't even see the majority of that group anymore.
You know, they actually changed the name of Dark Order because the original tag team that started it was called initially the Super Mario Brothers.
Or the Super Smash Brothers, too, yeah.
Yeah. And they got a cease and desist lawsuit by Nintendo to change their damn name.
Well, you can only hide that name for so long when you're on the independents when you come on to AEW and say that, you know.
And the fact that the Bucks and Kenny Omega thought that was a good idea to let them try to use that name. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, bad Nintendo is about their property. You remember how you could never put a Nintendo game on YouTube without getting a copyright.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At least now they're a little less strict about it.
Oh yeah.
Here's an even more sadder fact with AEW than CM Punk. Saraya won the women's title for AEW back at All In Wembley, right?
Right.
She's only wrestled twice, and both of them were for the title. With the title on the line. She hasn't wrestled a single non-title match.
Well, maybe that's what she wants.
She's a full-time performer, though. That's a problem. A lot of people have a problem with it, including me. You're a champion. Why are you not Why are you not wrestling like you're obligated to do when you're champion almost? Every other champion wrestles on the shows. FTR lost their titles to Ricky Starks and Big Bill on Collision last night.
Oh, they did. I missed Collision too. I was gonna watch that too, and I was gonna watch it after
because
football
Cash
today.
Wheel is hurt. That came out today.
Oh,
They lost their titles because Cash Wheel is hurt.
They're getting a lot of injuries lately. I mean, they gotta be more careful. I mean,
me and my partner, we give Saraya a bunch of crap about her neck. I got to the point where I'm using a clip from another YouTube channel to describe her neck. You may have seen it floating around on Twitter, on my Twitter profile as of late.
Is it controversial? What?
No, it's basically a clip from a YouTube channel called Wrestling Bios, who does Monday Night Wars, Reliving War.
Yeah, that's a good
clip of
channel.
Hulk Hogan going, "Oh, was that a bump I heard? Time for me to bail, brother. I'm not working tonight." That's how I see her neck if it could talk. If her neck had thoughts, that would be the thought.
Well, let's get into our next topic here. And that is, as you can see momentarily on the screen, conspiracy theorists feared the emergency alert system test would turn vaccinated people into zombies.
Zombies!
This is an actual thing. So this was written 3 days ago. This was written after the test actually happened, okay? This ought to tell you how smart these people are. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to summarize this because, like, some of this article is kind of old. But FEMA held their 3-year triannual test of the emergency alert system, which rings out one day out of the year, every 3 years on TV, radio, and your phones and tablets and whatnot to make sure that the testing system, the alert system, is properly functioning. So conspiracy theorists are apparently convinced that that the emergency broadcast was going to turn everyone with a pandemic vaccine into zombies. This is a thing. Says while the EAS would broadcast to radios and TV, the wireless emergency alert system would ring out to the mobile devices. Despite the fact that the emergency broadcasts are intended to keep Americans safe and informed, there is something unsettling when a mundane moment is upended by the EAS beep. There is a moment of anticipation that hangs in the air. Will it be announcing a thunderstorm, or have the Russians finally decided to attack? Thankfully, conspiracy-minded Americans spared the anticipation as they insisted they know the answer, that the vaccinated will become zombies. According to a few theories floating around in social media, the EAS system would supposedly trigger something within the vaccine, maybe nanoparticles, according to one believer, in nefarious ends. Many of the posts and videos spreading fear about the call. First of all, it wasn't a call; it was an alert. Claim it will activate graphene oxide in the vaccine. The only problem with that is there is no graphene oxide in the vaccine at all. Idiots.
How you know of?
Well, I mean, I don't know that. This is what the article says. It says the what of the conspiracy is what seems to be most in discussion. Some have theorized that it will awaken a dormant Marburg virus in the vaccinated people, leaving them to suffer with Ebola-like symptoms before sadly turning some of them into zombies. And as you can see here, this tweet, we're going to click on this for a moment, by Gina Shiraya, made on September 30th, says, turn off your cell phones on October 4th. The EBS, this is how well informed this person is. The emergency broadcasting system, no, this was replaced by the alert system, the EAS, is going to test the systems using 5G. This will activate the Marburg virus in people who have been vaccinated and sadly turn some of them into zombies. Yeah. This is the level of intelligence we're dealing with here, folks.
These zombies, they become dead and then they become zombies, or live zombies that goes around eating brains? Like,
I would imagine some form of living zombie. I have no idea.
So they'd be kind of like See, that makes no sense because zombies mean you are dead and you come back to life. But if you're like what, like mind control now or something?
I guess like a mind control slave. I guess yeah. Like
I
any
wonder
good,
if the zombies are gonna do a dance number with Michael Jackson if this happens.
Right. Anytime.
they go to Michael Jackson's grave and just start performing Thriller,
Yeah.
That's exactly what I mean.
and then he'll rise from his grave and then join in the dance routine.
Man, the internet is full of fucking idiots sometimes, you
Shimona.
know?
But I'm not gonna lie, you're really testing the line right now for saying the certain words. You know what happened to Drew when he talked about the jab, right? And the video wasn't even published public.
Well,
It
that's
was.
why I'm not saying the c. Well, that's why I'm not saying the c word.
I'm just telling you, you gotta be.
There's a bunch of workarounds around it.
Like any
Like the
good,
Steve Carino virus.
like any good post 2020 conspiracy theory, the EAS conspiracies incorporate a bunch of other popular theories to minimize its potential adoption. The same woman who predicted zombies were coming noted that the EAS test would be conducted using 5G, which, along with the vaccine, has long served as a boogeyman to conspiracy circles. Some
what about,
go on.
what about if your area doesn't carry 5G, it only does 4G? Are you safe?
I guess you're fucking safe. I don't know.
Who knows with these people? Seriously, who the hell knows?
Some users have suggested wrapping their phones in tinfoil,
What?
hiding their phone in microwaves, or
Idiot.
Faraday cages ahead of the test.
So
What?
it's the phones that are triggering your zombie, genes.
Well, most people don't. Most people don't. A lot of people don't watch TV anymore. And who the fuck uses radios these days?
The
Phone towers.
only time I use radio is in my car. That's it.
Let's see. So hiding it in Faraday cages. One Reddit user claimed his landlord sent out a complex-wide message informing his tenants that he had planned to shut the power off to the entire building for 3 hours in the middle
What?
in the middle of a weekday to protect against any adverse effects.
What?
It's gonna fuck up everyone's
What?
frozen food they had, or so you're gonna have to go and buy a bunch of ice to put your stuff.
These fucking people, man. This is the level of fucking stupidity we're dealing with today.
What, did they expect us all to just start doing this?
Oh shit! Hold on a minute.
Did they expect us all to just start dancing out of the blue like Michael Jackson and Thriller?
I'm gonna try to contact Tex because I think he needs to be.
What the hell? How bad did it get this time? Oh, okay, Billy Mays. But wait, there's more.
Oh, oh, I thought I got a message for a second. So, do you think what's triggering? Is it the cell phone, the cell phone towers, or what? I mean, I
If it were
guess
cell phone towers, everyone would have been sick already from having phones against their ears, and then the mind control would have taken over by then if it were cell phone towers.
because I don't see the phone activating your zombie mutant powers. I guess that would be. So,
Seriously, do these people expect Michael Jackson to just come out of the ground and start dancing like he was like in his 20s or 30s again?
well, I mean,
Is they gonna come up in the black and red like outfit he wore in the Thriller music video and just start dancing with a bunch of zombies? Come on now, come on, come on, people, think,
I think this is so.
please.
I seen a emergency signal on my phone Friday, I guess, and I didn't even bother to really look at it. I just assumed it was either a weather alarm or Amber Alert.
I had like 3 alarms from this go off on my phone in like 3 different languages.
So, sadly, what's the chances, let's say an Amber Alert or Silver Alert, whatever, what's the chance that person's going to be right in front of you, or at least the car is going to be right in front of you? What's the chances of that happening?
Slim to none.
And,
very slim.
What's the chances of the person just walking by? So it's like, I don't even bother to look. But I remember when Hawaii got that false emergency signal saying that Russia was about to shoot missiles at them, and they were freaking out, and then find out it was a false flag.
Well, Missouri had an Amber Alert about for a random like test. Someone used like Gotham City, Missouri, as their test for a emergency alert system in Missouri, and it said like, I don't know if it was an Amber Alert or a test. I know it was a test at this point. People were, I don't know if it was an Amber Alert emergency alert system, but it was something that said Gotham City, Missouri. The car that was being looked for was red and green, was purple and green. I'm like, are you serious right now? It was searched. It was the most top searched thing in Missouri all over Facebook, because everyone was trying to see if Gotham City, Missouri was a real thing, was a real town. I'm not joking. This was just last year. This was legit last year.
Oh, there were some cities in Oklahoma that had some weird ass. So I went down it. There's a Paris, Texas. So, I guess it's possible. But here in Oklahoma, a lot of times, obviously because we get tornadoes here, there'll be days, it'll be like sunny days, and right at noon, they'll, every once in a while, if it, like I said, if it's a sunny day and it's actually, they're testing the alarms, they'll hit the tornado warning alarms. But it's obvious it's a test because, I mean, one, it's a sunny ass day and it's directly at noon. So, and they're just testing their systems.
Yep.
I don't know.
Speaking of sunny days, the Jada Tammy Stitch is now a danger to the state of where she's been on trial for.
Oh, why?
She's been deemed a danger to the state by the judge, and now she's facing close to 26 years in prison.
I can understand. Good God, what was that?
I think that was Rose.
Did he just burp?
I'm assuming. Might have forgot to mute his mic.
My take on that, though. I mean, she is a nuisance on the road, and she is a danger to people. But what's new?
Well, she's still on trial. That's what's new.
Oh shit! I thought I was muted this whole time. Fuck.
At this point. And the fact that a judge deemed her a danger to the state of wherever her trial is, where she killed that elderly man with her car while drunk. Not a good situation for her.
Oh yeah, but is she still? Is she in jail right now, or is she?
Yeah, she's still in jail. She's still in jail.
Well, then she's no longer.
She's not on bond.
She's in jail though. Because
But even with her history, the judge deemed her a danger to the state.
oh yeah,
Her history.
I mean, dude, she was driving around without a license,
Suspended license on top of that too.
suspended license, and she's been picked up a couple times in the last before she. Well, she's been had DUI, so.
I mean, she's been a problem her whole life, according to a bunch of people. Even when she was dating Chris Candido, and when they were both in WWE, she was also screwing Shawn Michaels on the side. Because like the biggest like giveaway of that was on like an interview where she allegedly sat in Shawn Michaels' lap, and they both looked down towards her, both looked down down away from the camera, and it was like a little side remark, like something can't fit, and like I'll make it fit or some shit like that, implying that like Shawn Michaels was finger blasting her while on television in that interview.
Oh, it wouldn't shock me.
I mean, even if Chris Candido would have went to Vince about it, that's career suicide because of who the Click are.
That's true. Good point.
Even though Michael's got himself in trouble.
Oh, but
Triple H, technically. I mean, they all got in trouble, but Michaels was the champion when
They
that
got
happened.
in trouble for curtain call.
Yeah.
And Triple H was the one more punished for that anyway, because Hall and Nash were gone, and Shawn Michaels was world champion, so Triple H got the brunt of all the punishment for curtain call.
Well, they should still punish Shawn Michaels. I mean, even though he was world champion, they could have stripped him of the belt.
I think his punishment came with that like King of the Ring loss to Vader in the 6-man tag. Or was that like SummerSlam '96?
I mean, look what happened when Rob Van Dam finally won the belt. And shortly after, like 1 month or 2 months later, he had to drop it because he had that cop stopped him and Sabu. He had some marijuana on him.
That was literally a month later after he won both ECW and WWE titles. He dropped both in a span of 1 month.
Oh, he lost the belt on Raw, and then he lost the ECW belt.
All in the span of a month. You know, I was just looking up like the ECW High Incident tapings and showing them and explaining it to my partner about like the most controversial ECW like incidents ever in their history.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what I mean, I'm talking about the crucifixion of Sandman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that happened on High Incident.
Huh.
And believe it or not, Kurt Angle was in attendance for that event, for that
Yeah.
for those tapings. And he was interested in joining with ECW. Don't know why, but he lost interest after that incident happened because he's very, very Christian based religion.
Well, the reason why he what happened was that he oh god, I just lost my train of thought.
Hmm.
What were you saying again?
It was about like Kurt Angle being in attendance for ECW High Incident.
Oh, I remember now. Because he turned down WWF's big time deal, and he was like, "Well, he really didn't want to do it because he wasn't a fan of pro wrestling." So he turned down that deal. Then he saw that how Stone Cold was getting red hot, and he was like, what? And plus how much money they were making. So he was like, he asked Jim Ross to get that same deal. And he's like, no, you would have to start over, and you had to get the lowest, pretty much the minimum, and grow from there. Because,
I thought it was because when he initially wanted to sign, he said he couldn't lose on any event. He had to go undefeated his whole career.
Yeah.
Because he deemed it too. He didn't deem it very legitimate for an Olympic athlete to lose on a fake wrestling show.
But I think that was in between when he, I think that was like right after that where he couldn't get that same deal. Then he tried to do that ECW deal. Then he honestly worked a deal with the WWF.
Mm-hmm.
99. So. Oh.
Well, either way, Kurt Angle had a storied career regardless. And I'm glad he didn't join ECW based on his religious beliefs.
But I wonder how much of his religious belief he had still now. I mean, he had some crazy life when he went to the WWF and TNA.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of wrestling, did you see the interview with Jeff Jarrett on Collision, and then Stokely Hathaway walked in?
No.
Stokely Hathaway said he didn't like everyone, and when he acknowledged Karen Jarrett, "I'm not a milkman, so I don't like you," referring to Kurt Angle from Milkman.
Oh.
And seriously, Sanjay Dutt and Renee were trying their best not to fucking laugh at that comment.
I wonder if he will ever see Kurt Angle do a thing with AEW.
Who, Renee?
No, Kurt Angle. Obviously can't have a run, but maybe be like a manager or something.
I can see it, personally. I mean, they do say never say never in wrestling these days for wrestlers, you know?
Yeah. So,
speaking of which, Tony Storm's match on Collision.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, was I shocked to see her pull a Mick Foley. Did you see that spot?
No, I didn't watch.
Tony Storm is going through a new gimmick change where she's called Timeless Tony Storm and looking like Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
She actually bit her opponent on the ass during the match. Kira Hogan, mind you.
Didn't she make out?
I see you broke up for that one.
Didn't she recently make out with one of them during a match?
I heard something like that, but I'm not sure. I mean, I wanted to watch Collision, but I watched Fastlane, and then after
Mhm.
that, I wanted to go to bed after that.
I'm pretty sure it was recently. She started kissing Saraya in the middle of a match to like catch her to try to like catch her off guard and
Yeah,
Oh,
take the
that
title
that
back.
was like the first time Saraya had wrestled since All In. That was her first match since All In.
I gotta find that picture or video and save it for my.
Don't even say it, please.
I just said
Seriously, the whole thing with Kira Hogan and the match with Kira Hogan and Tony Storm. I mean, Tony Storm put a new meaning to eating the booty like groceries, to a whole new meaning.
Tony Storm must be a lesbian because she's been doing a lot of that lately.
Whoa. I'm gonna. I might get in trouble with this one,
Oh Jesus Christ!
Uh-oh.
but I do believe most women are.
If this ends up monetized by the end of the night, Rose, I will be shocked.
We can't get monetized anyway. I don't have enough followers.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't
good
even
point.
bad of a thing. It's not like I'm saying anything bad. I'm just saying it's just an opinion. I'm not saying it's a bad opinion. I mean, I just think, it's maybe some women are more bisexual.
God damn it, Casey.
Oh,
On that
Seriously,
note,
I turned around because I'm hearing like country music playing in the background on my end, and it's like Blake Shelton's "God Country,"
on that
which is
note,
basically like one of his newer songs.
I think it's time to talk about football.
Let's talk about football.
I was letting you guys just go and go, but to try to buy Tex a little time to get here. But I guess he's not going to come today, so fuck it. Fuck it.
yeah, I didn't get a message
I
back.
got bye games this week. Oh well.
So,
I got 2 players on bye weeks.
So here we go. So we're going to go through the scores of the week.
Ah, damn it.
The Bears on Thursday beat the Commanders 40-20. The Jaguars upsetting the Bills today 25-20. Who would have thought that? I sure didn't. Colts beat the Titans 23-16. Patriots getting shut out by the Saints 34-0.
Oh, dang.
The Steelers finally get a win over the Ravens 17-10. Lions stomp out the Panthers 42-24. The Panthers remain winless. The Dolphins continue to tear up the league with a 31-16 win over the Giants. Falcons take the win over the Texans 21-19. Bengals beat the Cardinals 34-20. The Eagles stay undefeated at 5-0, defeating the Rams 23-14. The Chiefs beat the Vikings 27-20. The Jets defeat the Broncos 31-21. And the 49ers beat up the Cowboys 42-20. And we have the Monday night game, which is the Packers against the Raiders.
What's the score for the Cowboys again?
The 49ers won 42-20. 42-10, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, that's even worse. Well, I know this is kind of stepping the subject, but I just remembered that I was looking at something, and I know I'm skipping past this subject, but did you watch that Ric Flair thing that I sent to you two guys?
No, I asked you what it was and you didn't respond, so I didn't watch it.
I did. Where it was that Ric Flair went to a podcast called Kill Tony. And what it is, it's a guy that is like a co-host for the Joe Rogan show. And he has a podcast where he has a panel of comedians that are judging and roasting these amateur comedians that'll come up for 1 minute, do a bit, and rate them and berate them pretty much. And the first person they brought in as like a guest judge pretty much was Ric Flair, because the Kill Tony host was a big Ric Flair fan. So Ric Flair had no idea what this whole thing was about. He was he showed up, he was drunk already, and he started off talking about a couple things. Then they started talking about, we lost a Hall of Fame match this year, guys. He started listing off all the people who died, including Bray Wyatt. And it was like these people don't know all these people.
Right.
And then after that, he brings the host started pretty much the show and bringing out the comedians. And they started roasting them. Apparently, Ric Flair never heard about a roast, or he had no idea the conception of it. But they were roasting these amateur comedians, and he didn't want to roast them. They're like, I don't want to make fun of everyone. And they even cut sections out where what I was hearing, that Ric Flair looked at an Asian woman and he says, I like Asian pussy. And then he was drinking on stage too. Then there was this one guy come up after doing his stand-up, saying that he was a wrestling coach. And Ric Flair, before this, he threatened to leave, saying, if I had to make fun of someone, I'm not leaving. So when this wrestling coach came up and did his bit, and then he says he's a wrestling coach, and they were berating him a little bit, then Ric Flair just got up saying about how Reed Flair died from a heroin overdose, and pretty much shaming and browbeating everyone who was there and on his high horse, and then he left. So he had no clue what he was doing there. So it's sad what Ric Flair's doing nowadays.
Yeah, well, dude's losing his marbles.
Well, he's drunk. So if you want to feel sad about him, watch the Kill Tony stand up on there. So, and they still have it on there on YouTube. Like, if you want to watch it, it's there.
Well, then that was completely.
I know off the subject. I'm sorry. That's why I gave you. I just want to bring that up and get your opinion about that.
I don't have an opinion because I haven't seen it, so.
You need to see it, though. It's bad.
It sounds bad. It sounds like a waste of a. I don't know.
Oh, and by the way, the guy was promoting shit for like 10 minutes of his stream. Like, literally, the first 10 minutes is just him promoting one thing after another thing. And like, I was pissed more about that. Like, please spread out your promotions, okay? Like, you know how they're like, oh, this podcast is sponsored by this. It was 10 minutes of that. So I hated that for that right there. So I'm sorry I took over a little bit, Rose.
Anyway, as I was going to get into, there is a little bit of history made in the NFL today. Patrick Mahomes became the first quarterback to win 31 games and defeat 31 teams before the age of 30.
That's good.
The Miami Dolphins became the first team in NFL history to score the most total yardage in the first 5 games of a season combined amongst any team in the NFL, with 2,558 total yards in 5 games.
Damn.
The Philadelphia Eagles continue their undefeated streak. They're 5-0. The Patriots have lost back-to-back games by allowing 30 or more points in back-to-back games since for the first time since 1970, being defeated 30 to 3 or 36 to 3 last week, and then getting shut out 34-0 today.
Is Belichick still there?
Yes.
Yeah, I can understand the guy won 6 Super Bowls, but when do you finally give the guy a boot when your time is done?
I mean, that whole team is nothing like what it used to be.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I can understand you have to do some rebuilding. Unless the Kraft family knows he's in rebuilding mode, then that's one thing. But if he's just not producing as having a good seasons anymore, it's probably time for him to fuck it. I mean, get out of there. I don't mean die. I meant lose his fucking job.
Since there is no show next week, we'll go over next week's matchups. Denver taking on the Chiefs. Thursday Night Football. Ravens, Titans. Saints and Texans. Dolphins are going to beat the Panthers again, probably. I would say so. Falcons against the Commanders. Colts, Jaguars. Vikings, Bears. Seahawks, Bengals. 49ers, Browns. Patriots, Raiders. Cardinals, Rams. Lions, Bucks. Eagles versus the Jets. Giants and the Bills. That's another loss for the Giants. That's Sunday Night Football next week. And next week, the Monday game is the Cowboys and the Chargers.
Who's playing tomorrow?
Tomorrow night is the Packers and the Raiders.
I'll probably take Packers.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go over the Fantasy Football League real quick. I am getting stomped.
I'm currently losing this week because I have 2 players on their bye week.
So I'm gonna go over the pay league that I'm in with Frank and them right quick. Let's go league. I am going to lose this week. I actually already had lost. 170.58 to 118.86. Now what really annoys the shit out of me is I had fucking Zach Moss on my bench who scored 33.5 points.
Hey, can you show this on screen?
Yeah, I was gonna put it on screen. There you go.
Make it easier to follow.
So yeah, Zach Moss got me 33.5 points on the bench. So that's great. Zay Jones was on a. I didn't know if he was gonna play. And my team really shit the bed this week. Cortland Sutton did shit. Brandon Ayuk did shit. Boyd, he didn't do all that well. Kittle did good. Pittman continues to be Pittman. Devontae Smith, he shit the bed. Gus Edwards shit the bed again. And Bijan Robinson did good. And Josh Allen is Josh Allen.
You know, I'm scared about all these people shitting the bed. I mean, that's not... I mean, Apparently, they need to learn how to wear a diaper before they go to the bed.
So I have lost to the Chaotic Goats. I'd imagine that's one of the horny goat people. Let's see. Dayton Tringles is getting beaten up. 81.56 to 128.94. Let's see here. Drew is losing again.
Yes.
I beat him. I beat him in week 1 after that shit he talked, and he's been on a winning streak ever since. But he is losing 125 to 80.34. Holy shit, look at this fucking blowout. Frank's friend Frank versus his friend Dale. Dale is winning 221.64 to 117.9. Let's take a look at this.
How do we know that these aren't just Frank, like, part 2 and part 3 on this? Like, I mean, that he doesn't have 2 other teams that he has.
Jacksonville running back, 36.4 points. Holy shit. Is that DJ Moore? No, that can't be DJ Moore, is it? Yeah, it is. DJ Moore, 49 points. Have yourself a game. Holy shit. Brees Hall got 28.4. Wow. Oh boy, wow. That's a blowout and a half. And Frank is losing his own league to Ken, of all people. Frank is Frank is going to be 1-4 in his own league. Holy shit.
Yes.
He is losing 158.58 to 122.86.
The 2 people I'm rooting against is Frank and Drew. I want those 2 motherfuckers to lose.
All right, and the free league that me and TSS, I don't know where TSS is tonight. I haven't seen him in the chat. I don't know where any of our audience is tonight, to come think of it.
Well, you know, Texas well, actually, I mean, he's probably watching the late game.
The late game's over. It's been over for about a half an hour. There's
okay.
no late game. So let's see. So I defeated the Dreadnoughts, which is Deity. So I will move up to 3-2, while he will fall to 1-4. I win 118.86 to 108.54. And again, you can see here. Oh, this doesn't show my my bench. Let me show you my bench. Because yet again, I made the same mistake over here, having Zach Moss on my bench with 33.5 points. Let's see. Gabe Davis also on my bench with 22 points. That wasn't very good either.
What is that now?
We have Tex. He is possibly going to lose. He is winning right now 92.5 to 71.8 over the Motor City Demons. So that game could go either way.
That's AJ's team, the Motor City Demons.
Well, he could possibly become 1-4 or fall to 0-5. Then we have Kratos, who made a big mistake, leaving 2 bye-week players on his lineup. He will lose. Currently losing 60 to 96.
I completely forgot my bye week works for 2 players this week. That's my fault.
Completely blowing it, losing 60.02 to 96.16 over the managerless team. So he's beating a team. He's losing to a team that has no manager. Real great.
The only one that's undefeated right now is Cora. Cora in the league, in the free league right now.
Then we have Michael, who lost to Frank in the free league, 149.16 to 111.38. And TSS will win his game 128.34 over Cora's The Winners, who only right now has 80.1 and is only projected to get 98 points. So it's looking to be
Uh-oh.
she will no longer be undefeated.
Yep, it doesn't look like it.
So by the end of this week, there'll be no one left undefeated. Cool.
Everybody's like, dude, just about everybody's
In the
going to
free
be.
league,
Yeah.
Cora's the only one left that's undefeated.
So I'm going to be 3-2. Tex could either be 3-2 or 2-3. That's
I know I'm
going
gonna be 2-3 by the end of tomorrow.
Yeah, you're going to be 2-3. Managerless Steve's going to be 3-2. Frank is 3-2. Michael is 2-3. TSS is going to be 4-1, and so will Cora. So that's going to tie them for first place, and I'm going to be tied for second place with Frank and the managerless team. Kratos, you're going to be tied for third.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, Tex could possibly
Tied for
be
fifth.
Tex could potentially be tied for second as well. Actually, if he wins. Yeah, so it's everyone's season right now. So we'll see. And yeah, so that's the fantasy football, and of course I am losing. I am going to lose, I should say, in my pay league with my brother. I lost 138 to 153.4.
Well, I'm disappointed in you. You're supposed to do better when money's on.
Hey, I had two of my best guys in my brother's freaking pay league on bye week, being Tyler Lockett and Keenan Allen on bye week. So that's why I lost. And in Frank's league, I lost.
Excuses to me.
Frank's league, I lost because my team shit the bed, and I left one guy who did amazing on the bench, which in the end wouldn't have mattered because I still would have lost.
Well, it's kind of like, remember when everyone was kind of shitting on me when Mikhail beat me like week 2 a couple years ago? But he also had the most points. So people were like, oh, you lost to Mikhail. I was like, everyone would have lost to Mikhail that week.
Yeah, he scored the most points out of the entire league.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear shit about that anymore.
I mean, I lost to him in the free league, but that's because he just happened to have the better. He just happened to have Tyreek Hill, who fucking killed it for him against me in week 1. That's the only reason why he won. He just happened to have a few better auto-drafted players than me.
I wonder if that's why he's doing better because
of auto-draft, probably. I wish my microphone would stop fucking automatically turning my fucking volume down. I don't know how I could stop that from doing this. I don't really know. It's just like when I talk, my freaking microphone, like auto adjusts the volume. But anyways, I'll be right back. Give me about 5 minutes. So, you guys, yeah, Kratos, steer the ship.
oh, that's me. I guess that's a no.
I guess so too.
Oh, apparently you're Mike too. So what's your subject then?
Well, personally, how do you feel about your plans about like moving forward? If you know what I mean, like with like moving out and stuff, you know.
Just taking it one day at a time. I need to start taking it serious. Actually, just a lot of times it's just hard when I get home. I'm dog ass tired. Like right now, I'm tired. And actually,
Yeah.
I had a hard time getting to sleep last night. But I woke up early this morning, made me some breakfast, and after I ate, I passed out until like 3 o'clock. And I started doing some stuff around the house, so for a little bit, and then I had company. So, but I don't know. I mean, it's getting more and more real. Like, I definitely need to start packing, at least to the point of, like, where once I nail down a apartment where I can start moving stuff over there.
Okay.
Don't smell my crotch. Dude,
Oh, jeez.
I'm not trying to be like, dude, every once in a while he does something weird. Like, I had Melissa here, and he was just trying to hump my leg and her leg. So
Okay.
he's a horny little bastard. But no, honestly, at first I really didn't want to move out of this house because, I mean, not like the house really meant a lot to me. The house previous did, but more now lately, the house is too much because it's just too much for one person. Because there's parts of the house that I don't use at all. Like the main living room, I don't hang out in there. I hang out in the game room because one, it has the bigger TV. Two, it has the love seat where I can relax and watch something and do whatever. And then I come in here, do podcasting, and then I go in the bedroom to go to sleep. So there's some rooms I don't really occupy anymore.
Yeah. Would you say that house has sentimental value and you're nervous about getting rid of it or something?
No, I was more sentimental for the house previous because I was not. I was here we moved to this house in 2004. I was here for about 4 years before I moved out, maybe 3 years, and then I moved out finally. Got an apartment, and then I moved to Pennsylvania in 2008. And traveling around during 2008, and I didn't get back here in 2017. Yeah, I've been here 6 years now, but like the other house, I was there for 16 years and grew up in that house. I would, if I was that house, I would die. Here, it's not as sentimental. It's just, I mean, it's gonna suck because there's a bunch of good things that's gonna happen. One, I don't have to mow anymore. Two, if everything breaks down, I don't have to worry because let's say, here's the kicker: if I have a fridge go down, I got a fridge in the garage. If a deep freeze goes down, I got another deep freeze. But after that, it's like I got, some good things like the AC's been replaced, but the house needs work, and I don't have the money to do that. Plus, it's be better for me to get out of here. And it'd be kind of cool to redecorate my new place soon, you know?
Yeah.
Because I want to bring out my belts from the bedroom and put it in the living room because I feel it'll look badass on this wood shelving. But I have the heart to do it because I feel like if I move all those pictures, it just feels disrespectful. So, I don't know. It's just a lot of emotions about that. Hopefully, we're going to wrap up soon because I'm getting sleepy. I wouldn't mind having a little snack and go to sleep. But, yeah, and I got a lot of things I got to start doing. I failed to do what I need to do because I just didn't. I mean, I was tired.
Yeah.
God dang, Rose. If he's going to be gone this long. But I can see something going on in this TV. Wish we can kind of poke around and see it. But I think it's a football game. Because I seen earlier it was like the Cowboys game.
Isn't Rose a fan of the Dolphins?
Yeah. You know what? Some people there's some people I know are Dolphin fans. I've seen people around here Dolphin fans.
They beat the Giants today.
Huh? Did they?
Dolphins beat the Giants today.
Isn't the Giants not doing good either, though? Like, aren't they dead ass last? And
Giants are 1-4 this season.
yeah, so they're pretty much dead ass last in NFC East. So that's not saying anything. That's like I beat the shit out of this kid, like, but you know, like I did really good at beating the shit out of him. But he's also a kid, though, too. You know. Oh.
You know, the most craziest thing I learned from Fastlane, the fact that Shane's own son plays for the Indiana Hoosiers college football team.
Oh yeah.
Declan McMahon. I'm like, wait, I'm looking at that like that's Shane's son. Dude, kid fucking grew up since Mania 32.
They said something McMahon and I heard something about Shane. I look up and say, I don't see no Shane McMahon.
Then they pointed out that was his son holding the belt.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That Indiana University championship belt. Oh man.
I'll send you and Rose something to look at when you guys get a chance.
Oh, what is this?
It's basically an Instagram video I had screen recorded from my phone. College football stereotypes. Oh, you'll get a laugh out of this. You'll get a laugh out of it.
Where did you send it through?
Skype.
Oh, Skype. Okay. All right. Let's see. Just Skype on my laptop doesn't work that great. It's
all right.
Computer. I don't see anything right now unless did you put it in the group chat right now?
No, not in the group chat. I sent it to you guys separately.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see it right there. Yeah, the laptop's taking the shit right now.
You're fine. It describes like pretty much some of the teams, some of the more famous teams than the NCAA from like a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and all the little like tidbits that some teams go through. Some of those teams go through, like Michigan. Always need to use a Heimlich maneuver when every time we choke.
Look at this. I'm holding like a baby. I love holding Dukas like a baby.
Yep.
He's my baby. He's my fur baby. Hey, Weasel, what you doing?
When you get a chance, like I want to see your reaction to that video when you get a chance.
Well, I guess I can probably put the sound on it. I love
Yep.
you.
Maybe if the chat can hear it, that'd be cool. It's funny.
Let me bring that back up. Oh, I'm looking on fucking X again. Oh, there it is.
College football
There's
series.
Rose.
1,000 uniforms, 0 national championships. Always good, but never beat Clemson. Gotta use the Heimlich maneuver for all the time they choke. We don't know what defensive pass interference is. Never winning, but the fans are always drunk. How are we in the SEC? SEC! SEC! We think we're the national champions every year. We breed offensive linemen. We breed offensive linemen. We breed defensive linemen. We breed a quarterback every year that's the Heisman and #1 overall pick. Death Valley is in Baton Rouge. Death Valley is in Clemson. Well, there's always next week. Our colors are blue and orange. They're orange and blue. More scandals than wins. More scandals than wins. We recruit prospects from Man, Alabama. Man, Alabama.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
I think you guys both separate a screen recording about college football stereotypes. He was just playing he was playing it from his laptop, but everyone just heard the audio from it.
Oh, that's what that
Well,
was.
It was an Instagram video I screen recorded about a year ago.
To like try to think of bullshit, you know.
Yeah. You should give it a look, Rose. It's pretty funny when you think about it if you watch college football.
But for OU, they're right about that, and Penn State, same thing. They're right about that because
more scandals than wins for Penn State. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that was a big thing during that time when.
Did you see the Missouri one? How are we in the SEC?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if there's nothing else to talk about, I guess we should just wrap up the show. We're only not even 2 hours in, but I don't know where our audience is tonight, so.
Scattered. I saw Federico in Horny Goats chat.
Yeah, they're just here and there. You're not going to always have a winner of a
Hey,
week.
there's TSS, finally.
Right.
Earlier.
You
TSS.
showed up late.
At the end, yeah. Now that I'm pretty much just gonna wrap up the show because we already covered our 3 topics, and I thought Tex was gonna come on to help out with the football
You missed the Michael
talk.
Jackson talk, TSS. We were talking about like the emergency alert system possibly turning people into zombies, according to a bunch of conspiracy theorists.
I still want to know: is it the cell phones or the cell phone towers? Because
apparently it was something in the alert, the sound that the alert makes.
But they were making the same alerts sound forever now. Like the same alert for emergency for the, like, let's say a weather emergency or an Amber Alert. It's the same sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, people are retarded. What can I tell you? Oh, wait, I can't say that word. Too late. Oops.
Oh, wow. I think we already did, TSS. I think we did talk about that briefly.
Talk about what now?
About TSS saying, let's talk about how I'm the #1 seed in Frank's Money League.
He's gonna be tied. Yeah, he'll be him and Cora will both be.
No, in the Money
Oh,
League,
the
not the
money
Free
league.
League.
Yeah, let me take a look at that. I didn't talk about that. No, I didn't talk about records over there. So Ken's gonna be 2-3. Frank will be 1-4 in his own league. The other Frank will be 2-3. Dale will be 4-1. Drew will be 3-2.
Better,
TSS will move up to 5-0.
because I'm pretty sure Frank has 3 teams in that same league. I'm
TSS gonna be TSS. You're also beating Cora tonight in the Free League, in case you haven't noticed or didn't know.
Dayton Tringles will be 0-5. Oran Seraph will be 1-4. And Goats will be 3-2, and so will I. Oh no, Goats will be 4-1, and I'll be 3-2. So yeah, TSS doing pretty good for himself. But if there's no, I guess there's really nothing else to talk about. I guess we can start. Start wrapping up the show here, and I guess get out of here in 2 hours.
Yep.
off my channel before we leave.
Well, duh, of course.
I mean, that's I had to still promote my channel and my shows. So,
all right, Kratos, tell us what you got going on.
Nothing much these days. I'm just essentially waiting for Dragon Age Dreadwolf, but it's just so many terminations that have been happening with BioWare as of late. It's starting to get me worried about the development of the game. Other than that, I've been listening to a lot of gaming news stuff, like something that came out like a couple hours before we went live tonight. Who remembers the Gollum video game and how people were calling it Game of the Year contender last year?
Vaguely.
that's what we need to talk about, because is the Video Game Awards.
That's in December.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming up.
Right.
So, I mean, that could be a good topic for future, future.
Yeah, we'll be doing that at another point.
Yeah. But either way, that game sucked so damn bad. The developers used a chat GPT AI to form an apology for how bad the game was. And the internet shit on it.
Not surprised.
Hey, Cora, how you doing? How's it going?
What's up, Cora? Got a few people showing up towards the end of things. We talked about football tonight. We talked about the emergency alert system apparently making people crazy. And
to a point where they think Michael Jackson's going to come out of the grave and do the Thriller dance with a bunch of zombified vaccinated people.
And whether or not CM Punk goes back to WWE.
I think that's unlikely.
So Casey, what do you guys got? What do you got going on your channel? I saw you posted something on Twitter the other day about. This kind of confused me because you were going to be posting videos about doing like new collection tour videos. I'm like, wait, haven't you done this already?
I did, but I wasn't happy about them. So because it was mainly just the console. Now it's the console, the stories, and the games that I have in the collection. So I started with the NES, and I might, before I start packing stuff up, I'm thinking to do either the Sega Master System or the Sega Genesis, and I'm leaning one or the other. So it's like it's a redo, but because, like I said, I'm not happy about the first run. But I to fix it. Like I'm going back and redoing some of the old gameplays I've been doing.
Excuse me. So since you guys are since you're moving, is that gonna affect your channel at all?
Probably.
Like when you're gonna be away for a little while, right? I would imagine.
I do have like a few gameplays in the can right now that I could edit. Like I was gonna release Mother 3 episode 6 today, but the day got away from me. I'm gonna try to work on something, but
you got one set for tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Yeah, I set it for that for tomorrow. So, and then I got some Zelda gameplays. I got a bunch of different gameplays that is coming. But I was testing this game out before the show started, and I was telling you about it. It's a Super Nintendo game. It's a Legend of Zelda game, but this game was never released on a cart form, but it was the Super Famicom that was on the Teleview. It's called Legend of Zelda and the Ancient Stone Tablets. So I'm gonna be playing this game.
You did Chex Quest.
Yeah, Chex Quest. Yeah, it was the HD version. I actually paid 50 cents for that on the Switch.
Your most viewed video recently was your home improvement game. How the hell did that get over 1,000 views?
I'll bet money because the word home improvement. Because, I mean, not a lot of people knew there was a home improvement game out there. Like,
even I didn't even know. I thought that was a troll job until I saw it was a freaking premiere on your channel. I thought it was a freaking troll job of a thumbnail.
No, I knew about it since AVGN did a video on it.
yeah, but it's a unlikely, it's a rare, uncommon, expensive game.
Casey's over 550 subs.
Yeah.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
I'm coming for your numbers right now. I already beat Frank, and now I'm coming for you.
You know how they say that
Whoops. I clicked on the wrong thing. So let's take a look at my shit. So what else you got going on, Casey, before I switch over to my channel?
I got several gameplays coming up, but like I said, Mother 3's tomorrow. I'll have Bounce Adventures from the TurboGrafx the next day after that. So, and then obviously Friday is Raw, but we've been not doing longer episodes lately because one, I've been tired a lot.
Yeah, your last two were kind of short.
Yeah, I mean,
if you were on last week, not the past Friday, but the previous week, we were talking about Tupac, me, Casey, and Cora.
Yeah, that was during my military health awareness charity stream. So I told Casey it wasn't available that week.
There's more information that came out about that recently about Suge Knight not testifying against the alleged shooter and claiming that the shooter is not who everyone thinks it is. I'm like, what are you hiding? You know? I'm like, what is Suge Knight hiding now?
Oh, we're having a debate in the chat right now. If you look at this, they're talking about the league. Your guys' league in there.
They're talking about the money league, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I made a mistake. I made a mistake, which might have played into why we. I made
The wrong now.
yeah, I used the wrong thumbnail.
I told
I used the thumbnail I made for
Week
2 weeks ago.
Well, it said week 1 on there.
Or okay, yeah. So yeah, I definitely used an older one. I thought I clicked on the right one.
So I thought maybe that was a placement when I saw that. I didn't
even realize it until now. Shit.
Yeah, I'm just not realizing that too. Jesus.
Whoops.
Good job, Rose. That's why we did horrible. Good job.
Whoopsie.
All right, there we go.
Fired.
Tex, now you show up, you fucking dickhead. I keep telling y'all Tupac is grilling with Elvis on the dark side of the moon. Tex, I was going to get your opinions on the football this week, and I really wanted your opinions on the conspiracy theory regarding the emergency alert system turning people to zombies because they got vaccinated.
Well, knowing Tex, he probably didn't have the vaccination, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
This got home a few minutes ago. Oh, okay. Well, if you wanna come on and give your thoughts on that situation and your thoughts on football, it'll certainly drag out the show. Otherwise, we're pretty much done here.
Give me a second chance to promote my
Listen to this
channel.
fucking guy.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. You gotta shamelessly plug your channel until you get to the top. I mean, that's how it works, right?
Corey goes, I'll have enough vaccines for the both of us, Tex.
Oh God, that means Cora is going to be a double zombie then.
Coro is at higher risk of becoming a zombie. Yes.
Hey Tex, I don't know if you heard me mention it earlier, but freaking Tony Storm was like going crazy on Collision last night for, as you call it, that term EW and all that. But either way, she bit her opponent on the ass. That was funny. Literally channeled her inner Mick Foley and bit Kira Hogan on the ass.
Honestly, I don't have that big of a chat, Cora, so I haven't really modded too many people. Like Kratos and Casey are mods. I'm watching the chat. I have a few other mods. You know, they're not on right now.
Yeah, a lot of times when I'm on stream, I usually watch the chat anyways.
Like when I'm doing a show like this and I can watch the chat, I'm good. But when I'm gaming, then I'll hopefully have other mods around, or at least one other person. But
oh yeah, when you're gaming, you don't look at the chat for shit.
Hey, fuck you. I've been getting better at it lately, dick.
I'll make a comment and then I can make a sandwich and come back and eat it, and then you'll answer it. I was like, oh, Casey was in the chat. Like, yeah, dickhead, I was here like 45 minutes ago.
Now I gotta remember how to add people again. I always forget how to do this.
Well, let me see. The thing is, Tex has so many Skype names because he has to keep changing up because Big Brother might be on him.
Let me see. Can I add him to a call? Add to
See
group.
ya, Cora. I'm gonna head out, guys. I'm gonna head out for a little bit. See y'all in a couple of weeks for the next LTS.
All right.
I'll be in the chat, but
See,
I got work in the morning essentially.
So his new one is Tex Gig'em. Hold on, Tex. I gotta learn me how to do this again. I keep forgetting how to do this.
All right. Have a good one, y'all.
Have a good night.
See you.
How do I add people? I keep forgetting how to do this.
I can, but I'm not sure. I mean, I know I can, but let's see. Invite people.
Oh, here we go. Invite. Add Skype contact.
I just lost Skype for a second.
Let's see. Okay, I got him.
All right. We gotta ask his opinion about why he keeps changing his Skype names. It's gotta be because he gotta avoid Big Brother.
I sent the invite text, but it didn't show that you popped up on the call.
Give me a second. Let me see if I can.
Okay, I got him. I added him to the group, and then Skype changed it. Usually, when you send the invite, it adds them automatically. Apparently, it didn't add this time.
Oh, really? I'm probably gonna take some Tylenol in a second. I'm like having a headache.
Take some Tylenol.
Yeah, Tylenol.
Tylenol.
No, just I need to like simplify it even more. Just call it like Anol. Like, you know how people call America instead of America? America. Tanol. Or Profen. You know, instead of ibuprofen, no, just Profen.
Oh boy.
Texas whorehouse. How may we squirt you?
Oh, Tex, please save me from the. Please save me from Casey's stupidity.
If third grade couldn't keep Casey out, you have no hope. I'm just saying. So,
well,
I think they had to burn. I think they had to burn down the elementary school to get Casey to move on. So, I mean, it is what it is. But you know,
towards the end of the show, we now have Tex on the call.
Right.
Better late than never. He just walked in. So I don't know what you've been up to today. I don't know how much football you watched, but first and foremost, Casey's just dying to know why you have new Skype name and new Twitter names like every other week.
Well, to be fair, I don't have new Twitter names every week. Okay, I've gotten better about Twitter. The problem with Skype is anytime that I call in here, I have to read down those guys. Okay. But, you know, I don't know if y'all know this about me or not, but I like to drink a little bit. So sometimes.
A little bit?
Sorry, I may be a little bit high right now. It's been a day. But, yeah. Long story short, old Texie boy here, you know, memory's not the greatest thing about him. I mean, it is what it is. So.
Well, Core
You'll have to forgive.
Core brought a good point. Maybe you're doing it to hide from Bullfrog, so he doesn't have your current name, like so he couldn't just call you.
I think I talked to him twice. I don't care. Whatever. Whatever. It is what it is. But no. Anyways. Oh, sorry, my lungs are on fire right now. I'm like blasted out of my goddamn head right now. So, shit. That was good stuff. Oh.
Sounds like you've had one hell of a day.
Dude, I've been smoking, barbecue, drinking, and I got high for the first time in like 5 years. I'm living in La La Land right now. So, it is what it is.
Hey, Tex. More careful. You don't want to say the C word when you say vaccinations here.
I can't say cunt. I can't say the C word.
Oh, you know the Corona drink. You know,
beer.
The
beer.
The beer.
Casey, okay, Casey. I may be highly intoxicated, but I'm not an idiot. All right, this ain't my first rodeo. I think I know how this works.
So Tex, I
anyways, no.
wanted to get your opinion on this whole thing. So I'm sure. Obviously, you got the alert. You got the alert too on your phone on Wednesday, with the emergency alert system sending the signals out to everybody's TV, phone, and fucking car radio.
Right.
So apparently, there's been some conspiracy theories going around that the vaccine somehow would play a part in turning people into zombies because of the signal from the emergency alert system that was played
I know
out
it
on
sounds-
everyone's devices on Wednesday.
I didn't hear it Wednesday. Whenever I had completely forgot this thing was happening. Wasn't this in the morning on Wednesday around 10 or so when this happened?
For you, it was 1:20 p.m. For me, it was 2:20 p.m.
Okay, well, either way, I knew it was in the middle of the day because I was working. I actually didn't hear it. I had my phone in the truck on charge while I was doing my, actual working. And when I got back, I had like 5 alerts on my phone. What? Like, who died? That was my first thought. You know what I mean? Because you just blow it up.
Right.
I both got the alert in English and Spanish. And I don't even remember what it said, but I just cleared it and went on about my day because I was working. But I do find it very odd that both, 5G, the Pokey, and all of these things are. I find the timing very odd about all this. And if you go back to whenever people were getting this, jabby jab, medicine. Sorry, I'm trying to word this so I don't get Rose ripped out of the internet and have black helicopters around the house. That I do believe there's a connection. Go back to whenever this stuff was. I'm just going to refer to it as stuff, just so we all know what I'm talking about, just to make it easier. So, whenever this stuff came out, I don't know if y'all remember or not, but there was people like medically accredited people talking about there being metal particles and stuff within this stuff. Do y'all remember that?
I think I might have heard something about that. Yeah.
That I'm not sure.
Yeah.
People was very concerned.
You don't remember people's bodies were magnetized after they got this stuff?
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember people were getting their fucking arms like stuck on refrigerator doors and shit, and counters. Yeah,
Right.
I remember that. Yep.
Right. So, and I know this whole turning into zombies thing sounds like something out of a bad exploitation movie. But is it really that crazy? Think about the stuff that we live with today. Go back 20 years and tell your parents, hey, in 20 years, blah, 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 like all of the stuff that we're dealing with now, they would say, oh, that'll never happen. That's crazy. Now, I'm not saying this is going to turn people into zombies. I would have to read the article or the source from where this came from to kind of get the context of what he's saying. But I kind of, if I had to imagine, he's probably kind of doing the Alex Jones thing.
Well, it was a woman, first of all.
Oh, jeez. Well, there's your first problem. Why didn't you say that to begin with? He's listening to women.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So,
there's only two things you listen to women on. How to push out a kid and bake a pie. Anything further than that, they don't know.
So her name was Gina. Her name was Gina Shira. Gina Shira. Jesus Christ. She says, turn off your cell phones. Turn off your cell phones October 4th. The EBS, first of all, she still called it the EBS, not the EAS, is going to test the system using 5G. This will activate the Marburg virus in people who have been vaccinated and sadly turn them into zombies.
Was this a Twitter? Was this a tweet or like an Instagram post, or where did this come from?
It was on Twitter, yeah.
Okay, well then, yeah. Completely disregard. She's an idiot.
Apparently, it had something to do with
evidence.
Apparently, it has
I
something to
think
do with nanoparticles and stuff like that. Some people. Now, this website, the Independent, were saying
Okay.
some people have suggested wrapping their phones in tinfoil, hiding them in microwaves or Faraday cages ahead of the
I have
test.
those.
One Reddit user claimed their landlord sent out a complex-wide message informing his tenants that he planned to shut the power off to the entire building for 3 hours in the middle of a weekday to
Wow.
protect against any adverse effects.
I don't even think that's legal, but okay, dude. Good luck.
and then you have Glenn Beck, who he's into the whole politics thing. Like I said earlier, we don't really talk about that
Right.
much, but Glenn Beck
Right.
says this has to do with this is a coincidence. The timing is coincidental because Russia was also conducting tests of their emergency alert system in the same week to prepare for nuclear blasts. And he thinks that this
Well,
was a coincidence that the emergency alert system test we got means more than it was just being a test. Like it's a preparation of nuclear war.
well, okay. Before I answer that, let me ask y'all this: when you first heard, "Hey, cover up your cameras on your computers because people can spy on you through them," how did you react? Or when you were first told, like, "Don't sleep with your phone right by your head because it can either, because it gives off radiation and or could explode." How did you react whenever y'all heard something like that?
Well, I know the phone exploding. That's very real because that's happened how many times in recent years now?
Right.
I was about to
Right.
true right there.
The radiation one, I have heard of that, but I didn't give a shit. I'm still fucking fine and breathing. I sleep with my phone about 5 feet away from my face at all times.
I mean, they say the same thing as you not standing right in front of the microwave. Like
Right. Well, I do find the timing of this because I did hear the Russia thing as well. We all know what kind of political climate we're living in right now. I mean, countries are just looking for a reason to go off on one another. I mean, especially with the stuff in Palestine and the Jew boys over there. We're literally on we're. I'm not saying we're like 5 to midnight on the doomsday clock or anything, but
we're certainly getting
not
closer.
far.
Yeah, we're getting closer.
Right. I mean, we're kind of like we're not shoving each other yet, but we're eyeing each other from across the room, giving each other dirty looks. It's kind of where we are if this was a high school fight or something. But I don't think this is gonna that emergency alert's gonna create like The Walking Dead, where we're gonna be eating each other's flesh off. Which, as cool as that would be, I would actually prefer that. But, I think there's some truth to it. What for this person to actually use the term zombie, that doesn't mean flesh eater or ghoul or rose from the casket to eat brains. I mean, go back to what the original zombies were like the Haitian voodoo zombie that used like a powder from I think it's a pufferfish or something. I forget what the Haitians used to create like voodoo powder. But yes, in modern times the word zombie is brain. But that's because we've seen too many Hollywood movies. But think about it. I mean, aren't we kind of zombies already? I mean, haven't we been trained to wait for the ding of our phone? Oh, somebody liked my post, or somebody retweeted me, or whatever. So it's not really that far-fetched to think this emergency alert. I mean, we know what this tech is capable of. It runs our life already. And if you did get the stuff inside of you, I don't think it's much of a reach to say, you know what? Maybe with that 5G tower that's giving people cancer all over the country, where there's actually legal lawsuits that prove that, everything from firehouses to schools where they had 5G towers next to them, the cancer rate shot through the roof. I don't think it's too outlandish to say that there might be some truth to this, but whoever this woman was that worded it just did it in an Alex Jones style. You know what I mean?
Well, what do you think? What do you think of the conspiracy theories as far as like wrapping your phone in tin foil and hiding it in a microwave or a Faraday cage and shutting the power off to the building so that your Wi-Fi signal won't be on and you'll be a little less likely to pick up the signal to your phone. And obviously, then your TVs won't be on either.
If you believe that if you believe this to be true, all of that makes sense. I mean, I've got a Faraday cage. I've both built one and I bought it looks like one of those soft lunch pails that's like insulated. That's got like a Velcro lid that goes over the top of it. Just because I don't want to be found all the time. Sometimes when I go out in the woods, I don't want to be tracked. I mean, we all know we're just carrying we're just carrying an ankle monitor with us everywhere we go with these cell phones. I mean, why do you think every app needs to be able to have access to your phone or to your camera, your microphone, and your location? Why do you think they need that for? It's so they can track you. So yeah, I've got a couple Faraday cages, and what if? Okay, was it 1940s when the EMP went off and it burned up all of the technology or whatever? I forget exactly. I think that was in Chicago, I want to say. I can't remember. It happened somewhere. But like I said, I don't think this is completely conspiracy theory outlandish. I think there's some truth here, but it's, as with all things, it gets sensationalized to where people just go, oh, this is nonsense. There's no truth here. And they don't worry about it. And then when something does actually happen similar, they're screwed. You know what I mean?
Now, what do you think of the landlord shutting the power off to his fucking apartment building complex because he feared that that his tenants would become zombies over the signal?
I think he better get a goddamn attorney because, let's say somebody's on life support machines in that apartment and they die because of him, he's going to need it.
Do you think he overreacted? Because I think he overreacted.
Oh, hold on. Who's going to be on life support in their apartment, by the way? Like, I can understand.
Okay, I'm not saying life support. Okay, let's say you are on a breathing machine and it has to be plugged into the wall to work or something. And landlord decides to put on his armadillo tinfoil hat because he listens to too many conspiracy theories. And okay, there's two kinds of conspiracy theories. There's a rational one, and then there's the one that lives in the underground bunker just in case all of the time. Two different kinds.
Technically, there's three kinds. There's the two you just mentioned, and then there's the Casey conspiracy.
Well, Casey's only a conspiracy theorist whenever he thinks he's funny. He don't really believe in that shit. It is what it is.
He's a flat earther. That's a conspiracy theory, isn't it?
No. Flat earthers aren't conspiracy theorists. They're just dumbasses. That's all they are. But it is what it is.
Because I think the only reason why Tex is not a zombie is because he didn't get the jab. The only reason I'm not a zombie is because my phone is 4G, not 5G. So I'm 4G, so that means safe. I don't know about...
Yeah, no. I didn't get the stuff, so I am a pureblood. So, if any of y'all need a clean DNA source, you can come to me. I'm fine. You just have to deal with the higher blood alcohol level than most, but it is what it is. That'll eventually lower. So, whatever. But no, it's no, I don't. this whole thing, let's see, it was like, what, 2 months ago that they were talking about aliens in Congress or something? I mean, wasn't that not too long ago?
Yeah, they started revealing finally like secrets and truths about aliens existing or some shit.
Little
Right.
billion.
So, and I only bring it up to kind of put things in perspective, but if aliens can be talked about, why not this? If we're to believe aliens, then this is actually easier to understand than acceptance of life from another planet that came here, whoever knows how long ago, when they did blah blah blah, whatever. So I'm not saying it's real. I'm not saying it's fake. I'm just saying, and I don't like the term conspiracy theory was freaking created to discredit people who have open minds, who are, I have a running theory of, there's two kinds of people in the world. There's people whose minds can process and handle the thought of, oh, well, maybe this isn't how it went. And then you have the other kind of people that they're more, I don't want to use the term sensible because I don't think it's the right word, but the way they,
like a sheep, where they believe everything on the news.
They're kind of sheepish. I think you're at least in the right direction with it, but you're either somebody who you have the ability to say, even though this might be kind of crazy, that doesn't mean it's not real. You know what I'm saying? And I know we've had the arguments. I mean, how many times did we argue on Drew's channel about 9/11? I mean, the last time it happened, Frank and I were basically screaming at one another, him and I on each of the other side. It is what it is. But, I do believe in a lot of conspiracies. I don't see how anybody doesn't believe in some when so many of them have came to be true. That's what blows my mind. It's the things that blow my mind the most is the people that just flat out deny any conspiracy whatsoever and just say, no, it's exactly like this. This is how it happened. If you we know the government is full of liars and thieves. Why would you ever believe a word that they ever have to say?
That's true.
Just explain that to me. When the government gets in front of you and bold-faced lies to you on a daily basis, don't think twice. Why would you ever believe a word that comes out of their mouth? It makes no sense. Is it? I think it comes down to kind of the political aspect of it on some point, because a lot of conspiracy theorists happen to be what some people would call the far right or extremists or Alex Jones or whatever. And I like Alex Jones. I watch Alex Jones. But, people will throw him up as the example of this is what all of them are, when that's not the truth. But I don't know. Could it be real? Maybe. I guess we'll find out. The sad part about all this is, from the stuff to this emergency alert to everything else, we're not going to know what's true till it's too late and people start dying from it in 20 years or however long.
Right.
That's when you'll know if it's true or not.
True.
And I will bring this up. When it comes to the stuff, just look at football, because I know that's where you want to go next. I kind of want to do a segue here. Look at the injuries that have happened since the stuff became a deal. How many players are out for the season in week 2, or they're just collapsing on the field? And I'm not just talking NFL. On college, it's happening on the high school level. People that are in peak health that should never have these problems are literally just collapsing.
I guess you could say the same thing in baseball, because injuries in baseball, I think, have gone up too. And you're less likely to get injured in baseball.
And then with wrestling,
right.
Wrestling's injuries gone up as well.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Any sport where you have people in the peak of human condition, they look like Greek gods. Now, not a lot of baseball players look like Greek gods, but You get my point. And there's got to be something to this. I know people who never put in them, and to this day, even they can feel a difference in their body. It's just there's all kinds of stuff.
I've had a doctor.
I've
had a doctor. I didn't mean to cut you off, Tex, but I had a doctor.
Fine. Go ahead.
I had a doctor once. I think it was in 2021. Yeah, 2021, because it was maybe 6 months or so after the Pokey Dokie came out, and and what happened with that was I was sick. I had like a throat infection or some shit, and she asked me. She goes, have you been vaccinated? I said, no. I said, I don't want that shit. She goes, good. She goes, don't. She flat.
Oh, wow.
This was a fucking doctor at a doctor's office that asked me if I had that. I said, no. She goes, good, don't. I'm surprised she didn't get fired. Alone.
In the beginning of all of this lockdown, medical stuff, I'm sure y'all remember how they had hospitals are setting up tents in their parking lots because there's so many patients or whatever. I was with a nurse. The woman that I was with and living with was a nurse at a major hospital, and so I saw this firsthand. I was witnessing it on a daily, and at first, we didn't really know what it was in the first few months, but once they got tests, and all of the things, this is when my eyes woke up. Because at this point, I knew it was bullcrap, because the woman that I was with, she was working in one of these testing centers and blah, 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 and whatever, right? Just out of curiosity, they were screwing around up there. They took 3 tests that were freshly sealed. One, they just opened up, held it in there for about 20 seconds, put it back in the tube, and sent it off to get tested. The second one, they rubbed on a piece of fruit. It was some kind of melon or something. I don't remember what it was. A piece of fucking fruit, and put it back in the tube. And the third, they did it on an animal or something. I don't even know what the third one was. 2 out of those 3 came back positive for the blah, blah, blah 19. How do you explain that shit?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? When you have air, food, and whatever the third one was, 2 out of those 3 came back with it. It's ridiculous.
Didn't animals able to catch the virus?
I don't know, but as far as I know, the information that I had, the animal that they said swabbed was fine. But either way, when you scrub fruit and air and it comes back positive for the thing that's going to kill everybody, you believe that shit? Really? I mean, if you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you. If the thing that was going to save us, that was so important, the stuff that they were literally bribing people with a hamburger to go get. If you would just go get your stuff, you could get a coupon for a free hamburger at a fast food place. I think it was in New York that did that. Pretty sure.
Really?
Not surprised.
Yeah, this has been a while. But if this thing was going to save us, how come so many people are worse off now than they were before they got it?
And if this thing was going to save us, why do people need to keep getting poked?
How come it said on the box of your C-19 masks that you if you didn't wear, you were a terrorist, right? How come it said on the side of those boxes does not stop infection or blah blah blah? There's so many people. The only reason they went with it was because they were just, the TV told me to. I'm scared. I'm not allowed to leave my house. I can't drive my car by myself if I'm not wearing eye goggles, a face covering, a hazmat suit, and an oxygen tank in the back seat.
I seen like a guy on a freaking lawnmower by himself riding it, and he's wearing a fucking mask. Like, hold on, are you gonna catch it like from your lawnmower or out in the midair? Like,
I couldn't tell you how many people I've seen throughout these last few years driving in their car by themselves, all the windows up, and still have their mask on. Like, are you freaking serious? Like, I hope you don't breed because we don't need your species to continue.
Oh,
your
geez.
bloodline needs to stop right now. Like, it is what it is.
The only thing I can combat that with is if they're an Uber or something or a Lyft, then I could see, because you're not going to know who's going to enter your car, so you probably don't want to breathe that. But
well, we've had years worth of discussions about this topic, but this is one of those things, just like abortion or who your political party is.
yeah.
It's one of those issues that everybody already has their opinion made up. You're not going to sway them one way or another. You know, whether it's gun control, abortion, or who can marry who. It's just one of those things that we've added to the list. And as for me and mine, we're all purebloods. And I mean, now there is some members of my family that did get the stuff, and I don't speak to them anymore because they're idiots. But it is what it is. But I mean, for me and mine, y'all know my stance on the government. I don't trust any of them. I don't care if you're an elephant or a donkey. I don't trust you, man. You're part of the system. So it is what it is.
Well, it's pretty much, I mean, when you're going up to vote, you're voting for the lesser of two evils. Like, they're up there. They're up there to screw you anyways, so.
I don't trust Washington. I don't trust my government. I'm not American. I'm just Texan. That's all I am. That's all I want to be. Just leave me alone. Just let Texas go. Y'all can have the other 49 to go ruin, pollute, and kill each other off. Just leave us down here alone. We don't want any of y'all's problems. Like it's just whatever. I mean, I want the wall all the way around my state with sniper towers and a big moat full of alligators. That's what I want around Texas, but I'll probably never get that. So it is what it is. But what you got to do?
Well, I want to bring up one thing before we take off, is that we were talking about the aliens, and like I was going to say, the only reason I would believe those aliens were real if they came from flat planets as well. So if they don't come from flat planets, then I don't believe those were real.
Casey, I think you only want a flat Earth because you're a flat head and you don't want to feel bad about yourself. That's my own. It is what it is. See, I think Casey watching Godzilla versus Kong was like, wait a minute, there's an inner Earth? So that means the Earth can be flat too. So that way there's a surface for it. I think that's probably something like that. That's probably how Casey got all this flat Earth bullshit in his head. But, it is what it is. So I don't fucking know. It's what you got to do.
Oh, you ever seen those cake pictures where it looks like an actual item, but when they slice into it, it's a cake?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Well, I've seen the meme where they got those little aliens in those little coffin things, and when they slice it open, it was one of those
Dude, those aliens in Mexico, that looks like it. A buddy of mine showed me a picture. He said, you know what this is? He said somebody had a knockoff toy of E.T. from the movie down in Mexico, and they fucked it all up and made it look all old and shit, covered it in mud, and they presented it to the Mexican government as an alien. That's what he told me what that was. Because it looks just like E.T. Like it's like if you were to go down to Mexico and buy a knockoff toy of E.T., that's what it would look like. It's similar enough where you can notice it, but it's different enough where they can't get sued. So it is what it is. But I don't know. It's I didn't get that alert. Like I said, my phone was in the truck at the time. But it is what it is. If the government wants to kill me, they're going to do it either with a laser beam, harp, or whatever. Come get me. Whatever. Let's do this thing. But it is what it is. I'm not in a good mood. It's been a horrible weekend football wise for me, and I'm too intoxicated to care right now. So bring on the end of the world. That's what I say.
Well, yeah,
So,
you still have a chance to win in your fantasy football game.
I do that. I do think I'll pull that one off because the Raiders are garbage. But I may have to drive to Dallas and beat the shit out of Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy just on principle. Because Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong?
They got their asses kicked.
Dude, I was at my in-laws and we're sitting there watching this, and we're like, "What are you even like?" There was like 4 or 5 times the stupidest play I've seen in years. They would call a play and the running back would run 3 yards out. He would look at a San Francisco defender, stop and turn around for like a 2-yard screen pass, and then just get tackled with a Niners defender right in front of him. It's like, what are you even doing? What? Go run an out route. Go run a slant. Do anything else. Don't run right in front of the guy. The guy didn't even have to move. It's like they were. It's almost like they were point shaving or something. It's like they wanted to screw this up. I don't know what the problem was, but my God, I can't wait for Wednesday when Frank and I deep dive this thing, because that was freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, that was honestly, I hope if the Cowboys are going to lose, if that's the way it's going to be, I want them to lose about 3 or 4 of these things in a row, just like tonight, so some actual changes get made. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're going to be bad, I want them to be so bad that Jerry and the whole team is like, look, we're garbage. We have to fix this. We've seen how good the team can be. Look at how they started this season.
Yeah.
They're not playing like themselves. The Cowboys are never a middle of the road. They're either all the way good or they all the way suck. Tonight, they all the way suck.
They all the way
There's
suck.
no excuse.
Well, the
They
biggest
got
problem,
beat. They got beat in every phase. In all 3 phases of the ball, they got beat. But offense, defense, special teams. San Francisco came to play. Dallas, I don't even think they showed up. I don't know who was under those helmets, but it wasn't the Cowboys. That's all I know. But
they
it's
got
awful.
This might be conspiracy theory, but maybe their thing went down and they found some replacement players.
Well, see, Casey, on Wednesday night, whenever Frank and I do our football show, I want you to be in the chat and I want you to present this idea in text form so we can actually see. Like, this gives you enough time to formulate your evidence, right?
Yeah.
And you present your case of San Francisco, took the Cowboys plane over before it took off, and then they're holding them captive in like a hidden location or something. Like, just come up with your own thing. I don't want to do it.
Maybe it was aliens, and they have some kind of technology that makes them be able to shapeshift into lookalikes of the entire team.
Maybe the Cowboys are zombies, and that emergency alert got them. Maybe we all know. We all know that. I mean, look at freaking Travis Kelce. He's sitting there he's Mr. Pfizer now, 2-1, 2-1. He's just he's getting 2 shots at a time over here. So we know. I think Aaron Rodgers was like the only NFL player to not get the stuff, right? So maybe they're zombies too. We just don't know about it. Who knows?
Well, I don't know how many of the other NFL games you were aware of today, at least the final scores, but I don't know if there's
Yeah,
anything
I
else
saw
that
a
stood
good
out
bit
to you.
of them. I think Miami's destined to go to the Super Bowl if they keep this shit up. I know that much.
Dude,
Jesus Christ.
they were fucking just throwing bombs all over fucking the Giants today.
Dude, the last few weeks, they're like, out of all the AFC teams that we talked about early, like on Frank's draft show, Cincinnati, Baltimore, blah blah blah. Those teams were replaced with Miami and freaking Houston. Houston is actually kind of impressive this year. It's like, what happened? I mean, you got Tua. If Tua can stay healthy, he could be MVP. Now, can he stay healthy?
He had a 76-yard pass catch and run to Devon Achin. Then he had a 69-yard pass to Tyreek Hill, another 64-yard pass to Tyreek Hill later in the game. I mean, by the time the fourth quarter started, they were already over 500 yards of total offense.
That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of the Dolphins, they made history today. They became the team. They became the team with the most total offense across the first 5 games of the season, totaling 2,558 yards, the most in NFL history across the first 5 games total.
Well, your Miami Dolphins should be grateful because Devin Akane, he's an Aggie. He's one of my Texas Aggies over here that's now playing in the NFL. So I'm gonna steal some credit off of y'all because technically we had him first. So Miami and yourself are welcome because of that good Texas product on y'all's football team.
I mean, he was a little sloppy with the football today because he fumbled twice.
It's true.
He's
not perfect.
The first time
he's a rookie.
The first time he got lucky and the ball bounced out of bounds. The second time it was scooped up by the Giants, but
right. Well, the Giants are garbage. I mean, they're just horrible.
You guys were talking about, they destroyed the Giants, and I brought this example up. It's like me beating the shit out of the kid. It's like, you see me beat the shit out of this kid? And it's like, make it a big, but it's a kid, So it's like,
that's the NFL right now. It's you've got obviously the 49ers and the Eagles and the NFC. They're the class of the entire conference. I mean, there's no way around that. Then you've got, I mean, if I had to predict championship games on both sides right now, it would be Niners versus Eagles and probably Miami versus Bills, even though they lost today against Jacksonville.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I didn't expect that.
That was the weird thing. I don't know how that happened. Josh Allen, he is such a good quarterback, but he'll make the dumbest mistakes out of nowhere. Just like Josh Allen will play like 3 weeks of lights out football, and then he just is sleeping on the job. It's like what happens to you there? This makes no sense. But I don't know. Like I said, I still think the Bills are capable of getting to the end. I have no faith or hope in Kansas City. And I'll be talking about this Wednesday with our panic button segment. But what has happened to freaking Mahomes and Travis Kelce?
Well, speaking of Kansas City, though, with their win today, Patrick Mahomes became the first quarterback in NFL history to beat 31 teams.
Yeah, he beat 30. He's beating all the teams now. Yeah, he beat them. It took Brady 7 years to do it, was it?
He did it before he turned 30.
Yeah, I mean, it's, hey, congratulations on that. But what? Obviously the whole Taylor Swift nonsense in football. I already hated Taylor Swift, but now I hate her even
Yeah,
more.
I don't even know what's going on with
because,
that. I heard about it, but I'm like, what is this about, and why is Travis Kelce pissed?
her and Travis Kelce are allegedly dating, hanging out, doing something. At minimum, they're doing one another. That's basically the bottom line. And like all of Travis Kelce's jersey sales went up 400% after her and Taylor Swift started dating because all the Taylor Swift fans started buying his football jersey. But on Sunday Night Football last week, Taylor Swift was at the game and they showed her up in the stands 18 or 19 times. It was so bad. NFL actually changed their Twitter not profile picture, but that other picture on top.
Oh, the banner.
To an image of the banner. Yeah, they actually changed their banner picture to Taylor Swift hanging out in the suite at the New York Stadium. That was their banner photo.
Why?
That's what because it gets attention because she's Taylor Swift and all her little idiot girl fans will just buy whatever she tells them to. It's all about money for the NFL.
Well, maybe they're all zombies.
I could argue that. I actually think that. But,
I can see why he was probably annoyed about that shit. Like, why was the NFL like? What were they trying to? If they could have, they probably would have shoved the camera up her fucking cooch hole. If that's the case.
I'm surprised they didn't have her on the sidelines, like wiping sweat from his brow when he came off the field. I mean, that's how bad it got. It was so bad last Sunday night. Like halfway through the third quarter, I just turned. I'm like, screw this. I can't. No, I'm done.
Did anybody
they were showing?
Did like any of the commentators or like anybody in like TV production like make any comments on that? It's like why?
Oh, they talked about Taylor Swift as much as they possibly could. Every time they'd show her, they'd have something to say. It's like they showed Taylor Swift more than they did Travis Kelce, who's actually on the football field playing. There's a picture, and I'll have to find it and I'll send it to you when I do. When Taylor Swift was up in the suite or whatever, and Patrick Mahomes' wife is sitting down in front of her, and she has the most disgusted look on her face, like, who is this little girl? Get her out of here. It's like you can tell she does not like it. And it's like, of course, Taylor Swift's like jumping up and down, and she looks like she's screaming her head off and whatever. But it was just so funny to see Brittany Mahomes just like, oh, you little fangirl, I hate you. But, it is what it is.
Like she was like being that obnoxious fangirl that all her fans are towards her.
Exactly. That's what she was doing. It's whatever. But
so was,
I don't know. Like I said,
was Taylor Swift aware? Like, was she made aware of the fact that they kept putting her on TV for whatever reason?
Oh yeah. Oh dude. Oh yeah. It was she was up there with Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, and Blake Lively.
Well, what I'm saying, I guess I didn't word that the way I wanted to. Like, was she cued? Like, hey, we're gonna show your face on TV now. Act like a fangirl.
I don't know if she was cued or not, but she knew when the cameras were on her. I'm guessing because the TVs within the stadium also play that camera as well. So she was basically wearing a Kansas City Chiefs, cheerleader outfit, doing freaking rah-rahs and whatever, like she was a damn cheerleader. But yeah, it was. I got a feeling she was probably like, "Oh, hey, TV's on me. It is what it is." So who freaking knows? It's just so obnoxious. It's been a weird year for football, man. It's. How many season-ending injuries and teams that we didn't expect and everything else. It's been a crazy year.
There's a few more footnotes on this week's games. The Eagles are still undefeated at 5-0 with their win today. The Panthers are still winless with their loss to the Lions today. And they're probably going to remain winless next week when the Dolphins are done with them.
Yeah.
I would, if I were betting money, that's the way I'd go.
The Steelers finally got a win over the Ravens, 17-10.
Yeah, what happened to the Steelers? They were supposed to be a thing this year with Pickett, but he fucking sucks, man.
Yeah, he's fucking falling off. I don't know what happened, but
Yeah.
They said the same thing with the Jets, but like they were supposed to do right, and when Aaron Rodgers went down, I guess they went down.
That whole team was built around Aaron Rodgers. There's no Aaron Rodgers.
yep, the ship went down with his captain. Instead of the captain going down with the ship, it happened the other way around this time. And
the only thing Zach Wilson is good at is sleeping with his teammates' moms. That's the only thing he's good at. He's not good at football.
And one other footnote on today's games, the Patriots, almost drew a blank there for a second. The Patriots have now lost.
They got their ass whooped.
They have now lost 2 consecutive games back to back by allowing 30 or more points for the first time since 1970. Having lost 36-3 last week, and then 34-0 this week.
Yeah.
So they made a little bit of team history.
They got skunked by the freaking Saints, dude. With Kamara coming back for New Orleans, that they ain't kidding right now, buddy.
I know New England is not the fucking team they used to be anymore, obviously. But they have literally only scored 3 points in the last 3 games. That's fucking embarrassing.
Oh wow, that's
yeah, and to be honest, them getting that the only reason they got that field goal last week was because Dallas was penalizing themselves on the field, and New England was getting the yards to get them down to get that field goal at the beginning of the game. After that happened, I think Mac Jones was out of the game before halftime. Like, he did not last very long. But I don't know. It's been we're only 5 weeks in, and it's been a fun 5 weeks. It's been, a lot of surprises, it started off with obviously Aaron Rodgers going down and many other career season-ending injuries. But it's been something.
TSS says the only reason he doesn't think it'll be the Dolphins is because of how they played against the Bills. Because the Bills did kind of beat them up last week.
Well, that's, it depends which version of the Bills show up and which version of the Dolphins show up. If that version of the Dolphins that put 70 on Denver shows up, Josh Allen's going to have a hell of a time. But, it's not going to be Cincinnati. It ain't going to be Baltimore. I have zero faith. Kansas City can barely even score a touchdown anymore without the refs having to carry them down. So, it is what it is. But I don't know, man. Like I said, if in week 5, if you had to say pick the championship games, I'm going Niners, Eagles, Bills, Dolphins. There's no way around it. That's the best team.
Well,
who are you taking in tomorrow night's game between the Packers and the Raiders?
I need the Packers to win big if I have any hope of winning my fantasy game within our league this week. So I'm like, let me see. I think
you got 92. You got 92.5 points, so you're technically winning right now by 21.
I'm winning by 21.3. Yeah, I'm winning by 21, and he has Garoppolo and Carlson, basically the quarterback and the kicker going. So I need Green Bay to beat the Raiders' ass tomorrow night. So I'm going to be wearing my cheese head tomorrow night and screaming, "Go Pack, go!" Just so I can win something this week. My Aggies lost. My Cowboys got raped on the fucking television. So, so I don't kill myself before next Saturday. I need something in life. So, it is what it is. So let's go Green Bay.
The Cowboys got the Jets next week.
Huh?
So the Cowboys have the Jets next week.
That's the Cowboys.
They just played the Jets.
No, they play them next week. I'm pretty sure I had it up before.
No, they played them week 2.
Let me see this. Hold on a second. I just had it up before. Week 6. Here we go. Cowboys.
There's the Chargers next week.
Oh, the Chargers. That's right. The Jets.
Yeah,
have,
they'll probably lose.
The Jets have the Eagles. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, the Jets will.
Yeah, no. I don't think the Jets will win another game this year. That team is giving up and they've fallen apart, dude.
Yeah, Broncos and Chiefs Thursday night. Ravens and the Titans. The Commanders and the Falcons. Browns and the 49ers. Saints, Texans. Dolphins, Panthers. Seahawks, Bengals. Bears, Vikings. Colts, Jaguars. Raiders, Patriots. Cardinals, Rams, Bucks, Lions, Eagles, Jets. Bills, Giants, and Cowboys, Chargers.
Yeah, no, I mean, dude, this, like I said, there's no bigger of a Cowboy fan than myself. This was an embarrassing game. This was like, how could you let this happen kind of game? There was no excuse for this.
Maybe they should have had Taylor Swift on TV about 20 times tonight. It would have gave the fans something to actually watch.
Oh.
No, I already lived through the era of Jessica Simpson dating Tony Romo. I had to see that in person. We don't need that in Dallas. We don't need that again. We've already dealt with that once. You know what I mean? No fucking thank you. Fuck that shit.
Well, guys, I'm going to take off. I got a headache and I got to get to bed. So
You're going to jack off. Don't tell me you're going to jack off. I get the phone.
Oh, that's probably not that. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't want to know you're going to pull your tweeters out and diddle yourself. I don't need to know that. Right? Jesus.
How do you know about those tweets?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Casey, come on. It's not that hard of a guess. Just saying. Jesus Christ.
Well, he's all by himself now, Tex. It's not like his dog can do it for him.
See, now that Casey's running the roost, I got a feeling the second he gets inside that door, he's pulling his britches off and he's butt naked on the couch in the living room. I got a feeling.
I'm like Ron White. You know that Ron White bit where he's saying he's sitting on a beanbag eating Cheetos.
Naked, sitting in a beanbag chair, naked eating Cheetos. Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah,
right there.
Dude, I bet there's skid marks all over your fucking house. I bet that's odd.
Well, Tex, if you don't have anything else to say about this week in football and whatnot, then I guess we'll wrap things up. Casey already got his plugs, so if you got anything else to say, Tex, and go right ahead.
Yeah. Tune into the Harsh Truth this week. Big week is, as always, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll be doing our Tuesday night is our Exorcist Believer review, and I'll be tearing that a new asshole because that movie fucking sucks. Wednesday is the fantasy football show, and Thursday we will be reviewing Hellraiser, the original, 1987.
I bet you're looking forward to Friday the 13th, don't you?
Oh, who doesn't look forward to a Friday the 13th? Of course, I have my traditions. I always have to watch at least one, Jason movie. This year, since it's on this coming Friday, I won't have a football game. So I'm going to do 3 of them. I'm going to do my 3 favorite Friday the three of my favorite Friday the 13th films. I'm going to go with the 2009, which is my favorite. Part 4, and I think maybe part 6.
Man,
is what I'm going to watch.
How do people allow Casey to have more subs than Tex or than Frank?
Because the world is cruel, and Casey probably bought it. That's my theory.
I would probably say that's possible.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, geez. But yeah, no, like I said, it's, we're in the middle of our spooky season, whatever. But, I don't know.
Certain word. That's a racist word. Saying spooks.
What, season?
No,
when did season become racist?
No, he's saying spooky.
Oh.
So I can't say spooky. I'm not supposed to say spooky. Got it. I won't say spooky again. I promise. I promise I won't say it. But no, like I said, I hope everybody's watching their horror films, whatever your scare-a-thon is. This year, my scare-a-thon is every film on my list takes place on Halloween. So, that's the theme I went with. If y'all celebrate this kind of thing, I hope y'all are in the middle of it doing well. And, it's a lot of fun. So, everybody enjoy the best time of year. I got to love October, man.
Well, I was just thinking of one. Loki. I watched the first episode of season 2 of Loki. So,
I am not the Loki guy. That's obviously my boy Jeremy over there. I mean, hell, he dresses up as a son of a bitch. So,
switches up every time on everything. Like, it'd be
oh, yeah. No, he even told me that Loki is like the screensaver on his phone the other day. It was kind of fun. So, I don't know if we're going to be doing anything with Loki. We've talked about it. I won't be doing it because I don't give a fuck about Marvel. I gave up on them a long time ago. But, I mean, stay tuned. I'm sure there'll be something about it. So, it's all good.
Well, just to wrap things up, I'll talk a little bit about my channel after I swig on this Sprite.
Well, I'm just ditch out here, so like I said, I got a headache. And,
yeah, look at Casey. Gets his plugs and leaves before everybody else. Real fucking respect.
he got his plug an hour and a half ago.
Right.
But I'll see you guys later.
Yep, see you, Casey.
Yeah.
See ya.
I did an unboxing. I got another collector's edition, the last one I'm going to buy for the year. Did that unboxing yesterday. The company that I had ordered it from actually fucked up and sent me 2 of them. So now I'm going to sell the second one and get most of my money back.
Hell yeah, I would.
I haven't done much.
Put that shit on eBay.
Haven't done much in the way of uploading much, but I have been live quite a bit. All these live streams have taken place within the last 2 weeks. I recently just did a week-long charity stream. It was 7 days, so 7 days. I did one stream a day. That's what these 7 are. 2, 4, 6, 7. It was for the United States military for mental health awareness and self-harm prevention. I can't say the can't say the S word, so I gotta, go about, saying it the other way. So,
yeah.
So that was 7 days. You can say I played different games, from Pokemon to the new Mortal Kombat, Need for Speed. I played some card games. I played the new Sonic Frontiers expansion, which was really fun. Some Mario Party and Street Fighter. So played a little mix of things. And if you take all 7 of these streams and combine it into one day, that's pretty much like a precursor to what I'm going to do next month in November for the Extra Life 2023, where instead of splitting a long stream into 7 days, it's going to be 2 days instead of 7, where I'll be playing some of these games. Tex, you were there last year when I did it, so
Yeah, I came in for part of it. That's pretty cool. You do stuff like that for the charitable causes, and hopefully it spreads the word of whoever you're working for that year. I think that's pretty cool.
So I will say that I'll be playing Mortal Kombat on my extra live stream. I'll play some Street Fighter 6, and
Nice.
there'll be more games I'll be playing on there. There's actually 3 games coming out this month. The new Sonic game, the new Mario game, and the new Spider-Man game are all coming out this month. Mortal Kombat 1 gets their next update actually the night before the charity stream starts. So I'll have fresh content for that, from my charity stream for that to play. So that's 4 games right there I'm going to be playing for my stream. Plus, I'd like to sprinkle in a bit of the old stuff from, when I was growing up. I'd like to pepper in an old game or 2 in there.
Right.
So this year I won't be getting interrupted by an AEW pay-per-view. So I won't have to worry about that.
That's always good.
The Dolphins will not be playing at 1:00 in the afternoon, so I won't have to wait to start my stream later on the Sunday because they have the 9:30 in the morning game against the Chiefs that day. So I get to get disappointed.
Yeah.
I get to be disappointed before
Germany?
the stream. I believe so, yeah. I think it's in Munich, yeah.
What the fuck, man? They're taking that shit everywhere.
Yeah, 9:38. Have you noticed there's been a 9:30 game all season long, like every week this year so
Yeah.
far?
That's like, I like how it used to be where if I was hammered drunk, I could wake up at noon on Sunday and the games were just starting. Can we go back to that? I like it better that way.
Yeah, now you got one on Thursday night, one on Sunday morning. Towards the end of the
I don't mind
season.
the Thursday night. I would be okay with a couple during the week, to be honest with you. I think that's kind of cool, like a Tuesday, Thursday thing or something.
Towards the end of the season, you'll have Saturday Night Football like they do it for like the last 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, but not at 9 in the freaking morning because we're giving our American football to Europe. Like, screw that.
Yeah.
Bring it back home.
Like they care about our fucking... Yeah. They got their
They don't
fucking
give
thing.
a fuck. All they give a damn about money. That's all they give a shit about.
So, that's what I've been up to. That's what I've been up to. I got new games and stuff. New gameplay videos, more streams I'm going to be doing. Coming out within the next week or 2. So,
Oh, dude.
well, Tex, I can't say thanks to Casey and Kratos anymore because they're both fucking flown the coop.
Well, who wants to thank Casey? Nobody's ever done that. Well, he's only been thanked after he left with a thank God he's gone. So it is what it is.
So Tex, I guess since you're the lone survivor with me now, so I didn't get to tell the rest of those clowns, the other clowns, that the next episode is currently scheduled for the 22nd of October. So we'll be talking about week 7 of the NFL. So obviously, like I said last month, you're invited to every episode to help drive the football discussion.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're invited to help drive the football discussion during the season.
Well,
and
you got to have somebody on here besides you that actually knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, I asked Casey, I'm like, how much football did you not watch today? But, well, we once you came on, we managed to cross the 3-hour mark, so I think we had a good show.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming on. They say better late than never. So I'm gonna close out of this by saying check out Derailed Gaming Live, OCRP, GTA 5 gameplay, and Friday Night Gaming over there. Derailed Patreon, $1 a month. Gets you nearly 300 episodes of podcasting material, which we have all taken part in during one stage or another.
Good shit over there, dude.
And it's good stuff. Even to go back and just watch it, as for us who have been a part of it, to go back and watch some of that again is still fun. And of course, follow me right here on Twitch and subscribe right here as well to the YouTube channel if you're not already. Greatly appreciate it. Follow me on X, Twitter, for social media especially, so you know when I go live and upload a video. And yeah, with that being said, hit the like button on Less Than Serious to show me you like this kind of podcast style content, because we're not going to stop anytime soon. With that being said, guys, Casey's Raw and Kratos were here. They have now flown the coop. So for Big Tex, the guest star of Less Than Serious.
Yes, sir.
My name is The Rose, saying see ya. Till next time, have a good night, everybody. Until next episode, have a good night, and we'll catch your ass down the road.